How did this work? What is this slider
Help
doing?
me.
What's that doing? This working?
Whoa. Speaking of, that's
Let's go,
epic.
baby.
Did you put like an ultra key on?
Bro, dude.
Wow!
That's
Look
terrible.
at these little cheeks.
Dude. Oh my god.
I look like one of the sweetest, like. I look like my teeth.
No.
I
You
look
know
like
what
one
you
of
look
the
like?
sweetest guys who would like bomb a church. in
No,
Sweden.
dude. You look like they paint like some old can of beans or like frijoles.
Like a repainting.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
like,
that
they agree
of some like senorita, but it sat in the sun for like 40 years. Oh my god.
Is this through like the Logitech software?
No, this is OBS.
That's OBS?
This is Logitech's auto.
Yeah, this is their auto
filter.
settings. They're like, we know
Yeah.
what's best.
What? Where are you going, John? Goodbye,
Away.
John.
He's gotta go.
I gotta go, man.
I gotta go, man. I
going
gotta
4K.
go. See you guys later.
See you guys
I
later.
gotta go.
I gotta go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, well, welcome to Bankstandin,
Coffee
John. Is that cough medicine?
Cough medicine. It's gonna be a little, this is like really old. I found this. It had some dust on it. It looks like it's like this is 1920. I don't know, but this shit, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Slaps.
I'll clean my whole house after drinking this. This shit is wild.
Oh man.
Is it a Jamaican beer?
Bottle. No, it's a coffee. It's a coffee. I don't want to do any brand
weird.
stuff because I don't know.
Yeah,
It's literally cold brew coffee. It's just in a
Interesting.
cute little bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
saw
the
it and
only
I was like,
bottle
that's a
I've
cute little bottle.
the only bottle I've ever had like that it's called Red something. It was a Jamaican beer. I don't remember.
Oh, Red Stripe.
Red Stripe. That was it.
What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah,
know
Red
that?
Stripe.
What is this
Wait, how come I
Jamaican
can't-
beer?
Oh, I gotta turn.
I don't remember if I liked it or not because it was a long time ago, and I've had a lot more different beers now, so I know what I
Easy for me.
like. But back then, I
Yeah.
think I just was like, tastes like beer.
I've had enough beer and enough coffee to know
The
that
difference
I don't
between the
like
two.
either of them. You know what I mean? Like I thought I did, and I
Yeah.
would. I had that like period. I think that a lot of guys have where they like get into beer and they're like they think they know like what they like learn all about all the different beers, all the different types. You know, like I had like a very small chunk of time where that was my vibe. I
Yeah.
would never do that again. But yeah, just beer is ass and coffee is ass, but I drink it.
I had a point where I was like, I think
because I hate myself.
yeah,
That's a joke.
I had a phase where like I could tolerate certain beers and like I like was like, yeah, you know, I love wheat beers, you know, little I don't even remember what they're called now. The fuck amber ales. I was like, yeah, fuck, let's go. And now I'm just like every beer just it doesn't taste as good as I remember it tasting. I don't know why. I feel like you're supposed to have more of like an acquired taste as you get older or something.
My
But no,
taste,
I don't know.
my taste completely flipped. I used to like whiskey, and I didn't like IPAs, and I liked wheat beers. And then now, I only like IPAs, and I can't stand wheat beers. I don't like whiskey at all. Bourbon,
Weird.
nope. Just completely flipped.
Yeah, for me, it's like I feel like I tricked myself into liking it, and then I kind of just like became numb to it, and I just really like
Forced
I
drink.
don't know, just over time, I just was like I'm just numb to it.
I
Like,
never
don't-
tricked
I
myself.
never liked it.
I always knew I hated vodka was one. I remember drinking vodka, taking a shot of vodka, and looking at myself dead in the mirror, just being like, "This tastes like fucking rubbing alcohol."
You were
and then
taking shots and then
another
going and
shot of
looking at
vodka.
yourself.
Well, it was on the counter. It was at like a college party. We were in an apartment, and so the shot glass was on like the bathroom counter. It sounds so trashy. I don't know. It's just I didn't like go to look at myself in the mirror and do this, but that's how the experience came out afterwards. I was like,
such a tragic moment in your life.
it wasn't. It was tragic. It was just like it was such shitty alcohol. It was so bad. Vodka. Bleh.
What was it, like Tito's or whatever?
It was
like
probably either Tito's or
dude, the worst one's Barton's. Oh my god,
I've never even heard of that.
It's
Barton's.
Yeah, Barton's.
All
I don't know if
remember
it's,
is it was in a plastic bottle.
Yeah, the big,
it's
thick
good.
plastic bottles that like you could smash on the ground and they'd be fine because it's plastic.
When the cap's open, they're like, dun, 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 dun. You like squeeze them.
Yeah,
It's like mouthwash. They're like use little mouthwash bottles. That sounds like some. I don't know, like a liquor store. Or, you know. Yeah,
that's some
that's rough.
drink it on the way home from the gas station kind of liquor.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
On the way home.
Yeah.
Which you should never do, of course. You should never ever do that.
Yeah.
I just want to make that incredibly clear. I don't speak for the podcast, but I do speak for myself. I know that the podcast has said some things. First, I want to preface this by saying that the podcast has said some things in the past. I do not agree with. Some words were used, some, stances on drunk driving, but I think drunk driving is do not do it.
I was talking about walking home from the gas station, brother.
I just want to go on record and say I know what you said in the past, but I do not agree with drunk driving. Okay. People, this is their first one. The fuck?
What's happened here?
Yeah, if you're looking for more to clarify our points, we made another podcast called Drunk Driving. Why it's bad.
And why it's bad.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick,
court-ordered podcast.
I just, I feel the need. Yesterday, I went on General Sam's podcast as a replacement for Aqua, and now after experiencing yesterday and how because they kind of operate how we do in the sense of not really any direction, just kind of talking. Whatever happens.
Riffing.
And sometimes, like yesterday, it kind of just doesn't work because no one can think of anything to talk about.
What are you saying?
I didn't get there wasn't
it's a shitty podcast.
You're quitting the podcast.
No,
sure.
It was like
Aqua really just is carrying the whole thing, and when he's not there,
when Aqua's not there, it doesn't work. No,
Sam doesn't have anyone to pick on, so the jokes just kind of fall. Yeah,
right. No, but the thing is there wasn't any introduction or anything, and I felt like holy fuck. As people who haven't seen me before with Sam, I'm just a guy that's sitting there, and they're gonna have no idea because it was never addressed that I was there with them. I happened to suddenly be there in their podcast for this
So
episode.
what you're saying is we should introduce John because people are going to be
feeling
wondering.
Just in
he's
case
saying we should introduce
just
Jimmy.
in case
I don't know what's
There's probably people here that
This
came
is
for
Jimmy,
me
by the
and
way.
John that don't know who Jimmy is.
Please introduce me for the love of God. I'm desperate. One of you, just do it.
Please, someone, please. Everyone searches me, but they don't put the one for the I, so I get completely overlooked.
I got
no pun intended, because of the eye, like an eyeball. See, I'm gonna be here all
Overlooked.
weekend. It's very fun.
Yeah, but rather than some sort of introduction, I'm just gonna say how I found you, John. That's all I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah, I was discovered by Jimmy. I just want to say, first of all, I was discovered by Jimmy. If it wasn't for Jimmy, I would be in a ditch. Like remember the homeless guy with the golden voice? That's me. Jimmy found me when I was homeless. I was cleaning his windshields.
They called him the homeless guy with the. They called him the homeless guy with the red lips.
They called me the beautiful lips. They called me. And I had the most beautiful lips.
Yeah. Companies were hitting you up for the smolder.
Anyway, continue.
So Jimmy,
continue.
you do how you found him, and then I want to talk a little bit about John, and then we'll give John a couple minutes to defend himself.
Just a few minutes. At least give me a moment to defend myself, please.
All right. So, I first discovered John. This is his origin story. through watching Charborg's Animal Crossing video, which we had actually talked about. He was our first guest ever on this podcast, like the new rendition of Bankstandin. And we talked to him about that video. And we probably, I don't remember if we did talk about you in there, but I mentioned something I had to. Yeah. Just about how you played Tom Nook, the fucking mayor, in this like chaotic Animal Crossing thing, and just like how insane it was. You were able to like capture this persona of this fucking psychotic mayor. Yeah, it was so funny. I asked Charborg, I was like, who the fuck was the mayor? Who was that?
It's actually funny. Jimmy and I both went into this podcast with Charborg, whom we love and adore. And like the burning question in our hearts was like, who was the mayor in that video?
Yeah.
Because Tom Nook was on a different level. That was a very compelling performance, John.
Well, I appreciate it. I remember the performance was I was just doing like a plankton voice. Yeah. And then I cooled off on it a little bit. And that was just it. I remember in the beginning, like I think right before we started recording, I was like, should I just, asked him, I was like, should I just do like a plankton voice? And then that was like, and I was like, nah, let's not go too like that. But yeah, it was, that was a lot of fun. I'd love to do some shit like that again.
How did you get like mixed in with that group? Like who brought you in and like introduced you to all those guys?
That's a good question. Let me think. Okay, so I think the Chief, I played Minecraft with Chief, and then in that server was Charborg and Sput, and then I started to just talk to Sput and Charborg, and then sorry, let me mute this over here. It's Discord messages going off. I'm pretty sure it's I think it's framed. Just won't stop. I think he knows. I think he's messaging. He's fucking with me right now. Great guy. I think that's how it started. And then Charborg was like, yo, he like hit me up and he was like, we're doing a thing. I don't think it was the Animal Crossing thing. I think it was some other things before that. Oh, I played like Zomboid with him or something on his stream. And then I just think from there he just asked me, people just ask me if I want to be in videos and stuff. I'm not really the type to sort of like seek out, like I don't like actively go out of my, I don't know why, that's probably why I am where I am today, is I don't really go out of my way to like do something. But basically like, yeah, I've just like, people just invite me to stuff. So I think the Animal Crossing thing was something that Charborg was setting up and he was like, oh, you do voices and stuff. And yeah, we just went from there. But we'd done stuff like a little bit in the past. Trying to remember what was in the past on that. It was like Roblox or something.
It's funny to me that you mentioned that you had like Plankton in mind as your I've actually used Plankton as my like, I'm gonna do a Plankton voice for a character before.
Such a good voice. It's such like an over the top like Saturday morning cartoon bad guy voice. It's just like, it's really amazing.
It's also a good feeling voice to do. Like it really resonates. It feels nice.
Dude, I think that is the craziest part, and I think that was my first thought when we started the podcast, is like, damn, we need to get John on here because he could just, his voice is just a great fucking voice, and he can do any voice he wants. No, because you've been gaming with the group that I've been gaming with, fucking settled and framed with their Valorant adventures. So you know how the gaming normally goes, and every time there's any sort of bit, anybody's doing a bit, you come in with the most perfect impression of anything out of nowhere, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Do you practice this shit? It's insane. I don't don't understand.
Okay.
Do we need?
I'm trying to think of like how to say it, because like I really appreciate what you're saying. That's awesome, and I do appreciate you saying that. I'm trying to think of like how to explain. I don't know. I was an only child. OnlyFans child. Okay.
OnlyFans child.
I don't know why. I was an OnlyFans child. So the new generation, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, I was like, I don't know, if you're like an only child, you spend a lot of time just like you have to entertain yourself, right? So I was always like mirroring and trying to mimic stuff on like TV, and like I would watch movies and I would just try to like remember the lines and I would try to say it the same way, and then I don't know, it just kind of, I don't know, I would say it just comes from that, and then as I got older, I just kind of learned that I was like, oh, my voice can do this, my voice can do this, my voice can't do this. And then if I hear a voice, I just kind of latch onto the way that people say things, and like,
Yeah.
I just mirror it. I don't know how else to explain. Like, I just mirror it. And then I do my best. Like, obviously I'm critical of myself, and I wouldn't say that I do things perfectly, but I do appreciate you guys, you saying that. But yeah, I would just say it just comes from having to entertain myself and just doing voices and stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because the YouTube world and Twitch and stuff, there's a lot of successful guys that get off like personality and marketing and like play the YouTube game. But the more I've watched different content creators on YouTube and Twitch, there's a lot of people in the game that just do some like really crazy good shit. That it also reminds me of, there's a scene in Bed's latest what's the space game?
Star Citizen?
Star Citizen.
Scam Citizen.
His
Yeah.
latest Star Citizen video, where he and Sput are doing a little back and forth. And
Yeah.
it's in like a 35-minute video or something. It's a long video. And it's about 15 minutes in, and it's just this little segment. Bed's walking up to Sput, who he hasn't seen in a little while, and he walked up to Sput's character, who's just standing there clapping, and Sput does this like, well, look who finally decided to join us, or something. And I just watched that, and I was like, this shit is so good.
Yeah.
Because some people just have the ability to pick, like, you're kind of picking like an archetype or a character, something that we can all recognize and relate. And then you find the voice, you find the line, and you just like settle into it. And for the next 5 minutes, holy shit, man, it was so good. And it's just funny because like it's just a random YouTube video on Star Citizen of just some buddies of mine gaming. But I find stuff like this all the time. In these kinds of like RP videos, that people give these like really compelling, awesome performances, and it's such a fun, weird world that I even remember watching some of these videos back in the day and not really understanding what was going on, because sometimes it's not clear as a viewer whether it's scripted or whether they're just like making it up as they go, or how, now being on the other side of it, I can understand probably where it came from. But it's just such a weird, fun, cool world of like the RP stuff.
Yeah, I would say that that's like a big part, and I think for when I started, I don't know, just hanging out with people who do a lot of that, because I was already kind of doing that on my own, but like when I started to hang out with people who are really good at that, it's a little like overwhelming, because for me it's like I want to like I want to riff on that, because that's like they're really good at the sort of the back and forth, like the banter riffing, you know what I mean, and like working off of each other, like that improv type, it just improv in general. It's not even improv type. It's like that improvisation and riffing, right? And like it's really cool, because when I do stuff with them, then it feels like I have to really like up my game, because they're like next level with this stuff, right? So for me, I have to get into that mindset, and it can just be kind of like, I'm like, damn, it's like a lot of pressure for me, because I'm just like, damn, man, like I gotta keep up, because usually it's just me, and like random people on the internet, and they usually just don't keep up. So for me, I'm just talking over them,
and you play a different
honestly
game.
They don't even back and forth,
right? You play a different game when you're doing that with the randos, because you're just poking them and trying to get some laughs and say some funny stuff and like get a reaction.
But when they say it back, now I gotta it's like the back and forth. With all those guys, they're so quick, and I can be really quick too, but I feel like that when I'm in a group, that it turns into like, like I get like in my own, like in my own head, and I'm like, I gotta be quick, like I gotta be on, right? So that kind of pressure can make me kind of like
Who do you
back and
think's the
forth
best?
so well.
Who do you think's the best?
And
Maybe not definitively.
No, well,
but-
it depends. No, it depends on what you're talking about. Like, it
Yeah.
depends because everybody has their own vibe of what they back and forth with. Because that's the thing too. Because it's not like everyone's the same. And there's like people who are just like, oh, I'm just better at this. It's not like Valorant or something. It's like, yeah, I jiggle peek better. It's not like that. It's nothing like that. It's like it's everybody has their own. I know this sounds like a non-answer, but it is a real answer. And this is why it's so much pressure. I feel like when I'm playing with them is like they all have their own, and I have to adapt just their own style. Like Bed is really good at like narrative style, and in his videos you can see it. He's very good at like riffing narrative style.
Yeah.
Where like, man, you know, like what are we gonna do? Like how are we gonna get out of this? You know, and like oh, you know, like he'll kind of do like a oh man, like how are we gonna?
When he says
he'll try to
stuff,
really engage. In
yeah,
that
when he says
stuff.
stuff, it feels like it's in a bigger world.
Yeah, like you feel like you're you know, you're role playing more.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude.
And then Charborg is like, I just did a little pop on that. Charborg is a little. I just want to know if you guys, I'm just gonna do that noise every once in a while, and you're just not gonna know.
Every
People
once
think
in
it's
a while,
like on their phone.
we get real morning show vibey.
Yeah.
Jimmy pulls out his little fucking like mouth harp
Fart
and
machines.
yeah.
Do crank calls.
Yeah.
Just crank call people. I would say like Charborg, like he's really he's super quick witty.
Dude,
like,
he's
super
he's
witty.
so
Oh, it's
fast.
insane.
He's so witty that for me, I just want to see him work.
Yeah.
So if I'll try to feed him, you know what I mean, to like, cause he's just so fucking witty, right?
Mhm.
And then Sput, he's super fucking witty, but he's super fucking witty in a way where it's like, like a conversation, like
Yeah.
like you have to be in this conversation now,
Yeah.
and it's like in a good way, in like a really good way. He's very like, he's back and forth conversation. Like it's hard to explain, but it's like he's like a super, yeah. You feel like you're really in a conversation with somebody that, you know,
Yeah.
like, or whatever character or whatever's happening, right? And but he's funny too, so it's like you feel like you're reading a script, but you're not. You have to be like your timing, you know, because he's quick. I don't know. It's like it's, and then I don't know. So if I were to say like I don't think like anybody's like the best. It's just like everyone has their own style. So I don't know. I don't know what the best would be. I don't know what the like what it means by the best. But that's my explanation. Just I mean, but that's only three people. But I could.
Like
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
they're so good at coming up with very sporadic improv scenarios. Like when you were talking about Bed and his narrative stuff, he's got that part to him where he's like he's got a group around him and he's like feeding off everyone else. But then he's got moments like I remember when we were all playing. I think it was we were playing Trouble in Terrorist Town when we were going through that phase. And
Oh, the Gmail.
yeah, and I remember we were in this like house, and the whole time he's by himself talking out loud as if there's a girl on a painting, as if the painting girl was his girlfriend. Like he was just delusional, like we'll get out of this, baby, like me and you.
Yeah.
You're like you're so funny, like acting like there's like an imaginary girl there, like talking back to him and stuff. And he's like by himself for like 10-15 minutes just doing this on his own. And it was like, how do you fucking just think of that on the spot? Like see a painting and be like, oh, in the middle of this game, I'm going to pretend I have an imaginary girlfriend and talk to her so everyone else can spectate and see this. And I don't know, it's so good. They're so good at that. Charborg, I mean, I think I got to see how witty he was when me and Nine Rain made the Tarkov video.
The Tarkov video, dude, he was so fast. I
Oh
remember
my
5
God.
minutes and I was like, what the fuck have we gotten ourselves into?
Yeah.
This guy's rolling. If we weren't doing something for 5 seconds, he was asking us questions, he was poking, he was like trying to get on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that was funny.
Yeah.
We
So
all
everybody has their own vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And then we talk about like Bed. He's really good at like, he has like he sort of has that like the film maker mind, or like he's always like, it feels like when he's riffing, it feels like he's trying to pull from like a movie or like a show or something, and you feel like he's trying to make like
a
like
scene.
an episode of something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like a scene or an episode or something like that. So when I'm like doing stuff, I have to like think like, oh, like, you know, this is probably how I should riff off of this for it to make sense for what he's doing, blah blah.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, no, they're incredibly quick.
There's one. Buck is the guy that I think.
Oh my god.
He's got this.
He's really witty too.
Somehow he just
super
always manages to make the most memorable moments.
Yeah.
That. And it's just unbelievable. I don't even know what to say about Buck other than I've seen more random clips of Buck than anything else where you're just like, how did he go there? That was incredible. Obviously maybe the most iconic one is the SCP elevator guy.
Oh, the elevator bit. It's a classic one.
What's another one? Shit, I don't know. There's a lot. Man.
Buck inspired me to like go really out of the way during a stream. Like he showed that like you can actually put some real production value into streams, like setting it aside, preparing it, and then timing it right. Because he had that bit where he was playing like Trucker Simulator, and he was like going down the road.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then suddenly like he started like Take Me Home Country Road starts playing. Like the screen starts like blurring and stuff, like these effects that just aren't in the game, like out of nowhere. We're like, what the fuck? What's going on? And it slowly starts fading away and crossing over. And then the song picks up and like comes full force. It's no longer on the radio. It's like diegetic right there in your face. And it's got these flashbacks from like No Russian and Modern Warfare 2, fucking Vietnam flashbacks, like all this crazy bullshit of people burning and stuff. And then he like flashes right back to the Trucker Simulator, like nothing happened, like scared out of his mind. And he like planned all that, like and it was like hours into the stream, so he knew it was gonna happen. It was just like, oh my god, he just thought of that and made it. Like that took a long time to make for this little 30-second bit, and it's like one of the most viewed clips on his channel. It's like hundreds of thousands of views. Like it's amazing. It's just the creativity really pops with that whole group. They all do shit like that. It's that tier of entertainment. It's awesome.
I did remember like years ago I did like an April Fool's stream where I pre-recorded the first like 10 minutes. I was doing like role play stuff, and then
I think I remember this.
I had the character like suddenly I was like because it was like with random, it was like public role play server, so just messing with people. And so which is also interesting because of how popular that shit is now. Like public 5M RP stuff is like really popular on like TikTok, and it's crazy to me because it was such a niche thing.
On TikTok now?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge on TikTok.
Yeah, I guess
like
you can get those little bits. RP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's weird though. It's like it's not. I'll talk about that in a minute. But like maybe I'm so scattered. Might talk about it or I'll forget. But yeah, I did like a pre-recorded everything, but I had the chat on screen, so it seemed like it was live. And then I was like interacting with this cop, and then I was asking him, I was like, have you ever returned to innocence? And he was like, what? I was like, have you ever returned to innocence? And he was like, what are you talking about? And then the Return to Innocence song, like that Return to Innocence song.
Yep.
It starts playing like softly, and it like comes in, and then I like jump like into the music video, and I like become the music video. Nowadays I can't do that because DMCA and shit, but like like my character like melded into the music video, and like I put like all this, so I was just suddenly like, but I was in like a public server, and the guy was like, what are you talking about? Then I like, because they had like super jump on the mod, so I was able to like jump into the sky in front of him, and then I became the music video and stuff. But like I remember like early streaming, I would try to do stuff like that. And yeah, it's really hard to try to be that creative all the time with stuff. It is like insanely hard, especially over years. It's like, man, you know, but yeah, that was those like gimmicks and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Dude, before I forget,
and Buck's really good at it.
I just remember this because I was thinking like in the car. I found out recently that you were like a viral Vine, like people reposted your shit on Vine and it blew up everywhere. And you had actually been like a fucking inside joke with me and my friends for the longest time because of a video you made that blew up of you fucking making fun of a dude blowing vape smoke out of his window.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Dude.
Yeah.
He's got this video.
That was not only on Vine, it was like YouTube and Reddit.
It was on YouTube and then it got like reposted to Vine and shit and like blew up everywhere.
Can I watch this somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Type, give us another one.
Yeah,
Is
give
this
us
short
another
enough
one.
for me to watch like right now?
Yeah. It's short. Here.
Okay, put it
I'm
in
not
Discord.
gonna-
I want to see this shit.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's old. That's old.
It's old. It's old, but it's
I've been on the
so
internet for a
good.
while.
Dude.
Give us another one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to yell this with my friends all the time, like, because 2016, that was like my senior year of high school, about to graduate, and like my whole group of friends would just fucking yell that, like, give us another one, give us another
That's
one.
funny.
Wait,
Dude.
I've seen this video. What
Yeah.
the fuck, John? That's
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way. That's so weird. What?
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yo,
It was old.
what?
That's my. I peaked.
That's actually
That's when I
hilarious,
peaked.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
I learned that Sput told me about that, like, before we did all the Arma 3, we were talking about it. Because they were like making a joke, like, give us another one, knowing it was you already. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait, that's an old fucking what?
Yeah.
That brought back so many memories. They're like, yeah, that's John. I was like, what? what are you
That's so
talking about?
funny.
Yeah.
I also. Yeah. I remember trying to think of like anything interesting about that video. The guy did find the video in the car. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't even gonna upload that video, and then I sent it to my buddy and on some message. I was recorded in a messaging app. I can't remember which one, but I sent it to my buddy. And he's like, "You need to post that." And there were 3 guys in that car, all vaping the same way out of every window. But I couldn't capture that. I was waiting for it. I was like, give us another one, because I was waiting, because it was like, it would all come out of all the sides at once. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm sitting in traffic. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck are they doing? It's just embarrassing,
Dude,
right?
2016 was like the year of the vape too, man.
Yeah.
It was
big.
the year of the
It
vape. It
was.
was the year of the
It
vape. But
was.
this was, bro, like, look at the timelines. Look at the timelines. This was early.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Couple things that I'm pretty certain about this video. One is I'm pretty sure it started the whole meme of like cutting off a video like during a scream. Because I don't think, maybe not, but there weren't many videos, especially that were popular, that cut off a scream like halfway through.
Dude,
it
you're the
only did
perfectly
that
cut
because
scream
I ran
guy.
out of time. Yeah,
You're
and
the perfectly
I'm
cut
fairly
screen
certain
guy.
that this video led to the Ethan video, because it was blowing up on Reddit, and then shortly after that H3 Vape Nation video came out. When I uploaded this on Reddit, it actually didn't do too well. It got like 100 upvotes, and I was like, but then somebody reposted it, and then it blew up on the repost. So it's really interesting, like how it could have just went like, and it just could have just been nothing. But like some guy reposted a lucky time, and it blew up. Oh, what I was gonna say, another thing is that guy actually found the video, and he hit me up on like Facebook. And he made a video of him doing another one. It just, don't even worry. Like, but he did another one.
He did another one.
He did
I was
another
like,
one.
good job, man.
The
And then
video's
he-
called "I Did
he-
Another
he-
One."
bro, he tried to slide in on the money for the video. He was like, "Yo, can I get a cut?"
Oh my
Hell
God,
no!
dude.
What the fuck? What? No! What the fuck are you talking about? No, but yeah, he like hit me up. I was like, "Hey man, like I was kind of part."
I was kind of part of it, man.
It was weird. It was weird. The whole thing was weird.
If
There's
it
some
weren't
other
for me
things I think I
cranking my
told you
ohms
about
up
that
on my machine,
yeah, I was like,
you wouldn't have had that. You wouldn't have had that. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was
I don't know.
funny.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
that's
awesome,
great.
man.
I think
Yeah.
the first thing we ever played together, John, was Arma 3. And I just remember.
I thought your name was Grain
Yeah, it's,
because I thought the 9 was a
The
G.
ni-
I was like, oh, it's Grain.
I think I remember
I
you
was gonna
saying
say
that.
Grain.
Was it
Yeah.
Arma 3?
Yeah. No.
Squad.
Oh, Squad. That's what it was. It was Squad.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Um,
They're very similar.
God,
Yeah.
I just remember you're like the king of the one-liners. Like you have punchy dialogue that's just fucking hilarious. I just remember
I
that.
appreciate it.
I remember that from the stream. Like everything's going on, and then you got a voice that kind of like cuts too. So like there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of chatter going on, and then all of a sudden it's just, here comes GameZJOHN with like, "Hey guy, what the fuck is going on?" And like,
Okay.
oh dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blessing and a curse. Yeah.
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 When your voice cuts through everything, like I could like take off compression, I could do all that shit. My voice like literally just carries. It's just my voice. So like I remember even like in class, when I was young, like I could whisper and I was just like, it was like, John, like it was just, I was in the office. Like it was just like, I cannot my voice just like, it just cuts like no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm just generally loud. But yeah,
I used to get in trouble a lot for being. I am very loud, generally loud. Now that I live by myself and work from home, it's not like a problem, so I forget that I'm just loud. But I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, public places or in class or wherever, always in trouble. And I'm just like, I thought I was like normal volume. Not normal volume.
Yeah, no, it's not. There's like a tone. There's like a certain frequency range that just cuts through like walls. It cuts through like every. It's like this tone,
Yeah.
and it's like my range hits right there where no matter like where you are, you're probably gonna hear me. So yeah.
Thank God you're saying funny shit most of the time.
Thankfully, it's funny and not like some crazy dog whistling or anything like that. Yeah, no, it's just hopefully very funny.
That's also one thing
yeah,
about.
that's what I try to do.
That's one thing about a lot of the guys that do the RP stuff and are successful with it, have really unique sounding voices. So you can you kind of hear them and they have like a character to it where you can like be like, ah, yes. Like, and you remember it. If they say a line here, you know it's them saying it later. And then, you know, it's like a nice sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it helps, you know, you know, to have that familiarity. Yeah, people say I've a distinct voice. I hear my own voice. I'm not really sure. It sounds really like nasally to me. I just sounds like I have like a kind of a, you know, because it's your own voice. You know, it's kind of weird. I have a hard time like kind of telling, but I mean, I could see how that's definitely a thing.
Yeah. What kind of?
Sorry, continue.
Well, I was gonna say, what kind of games are you playing these days? You said Overwatch.
Valorant. Oh, Overwatch. Well,
was that just
I was recording. So I've been on like a stream hiatus for like 3 months. But I've been doing it for like, I did it for years, like pretty much, you know, a lot of time. Right. So I was like, I'm going to focus on YouTube content. And then I record all these clips and I started cutting them up and I'm like, man, I hate YouTube content. This is ass. You know, and I know you guys do this, but like you have to fight through, man. Like, cause I know how to edit. I know it, but like I like to move a lot. Like I like to move on a lot. I like change, you know, like I like a lot of things. So like for me, it needs to be like snappy to the point. Cause I'm usually ready to move on really fast. And when I'm doing YouTube and I'm watching shit over again and I'm like, man, this isn't even fun. Like, I don't even hear the jokes anymore. I don't know what's going on. So like, for me, when I'm doing I have tons and tons of clips. So, but basically I was just fucking with people because for me, it's just fun. I know that like there's people who like do trolling videos, right? And that's kind of like what I was doing, but it's not like trolling where like, at least for me, the way I like to do it, generally speaking, is it's not like I'm a troll because I'm saying like edgy shit or I'm like being, you know what I mean? It's not like toxic necessarily. Usually it's at my own expense. I'll just do voices or I'll do like a character and I'll try to like bait out people's responses, right? So it's more like a Sacha Baron Cohen type thing where I'm like I'm trying to get a response out of somebody by a character I'm doing or something I'll say. But it's not necessarily like, I'm not trying to like be an edge. Oh, there's like a fly on your screen.
It's a mouse.
It's my mouse. Sorry.
Careful. So I was doing a bunch of Overwatch stuff, and I was doing Overwatch because people in Overwatch get really, really upset. So it's very funny to mess with people. It's just funny. It's just funny to me. It's when people just get outrageous over like Overwatch. It's pretty funny. I remember actually I was messing with people. I've literally. Hold on, I get really scattered. What were we talking? Okay, so that's why I was doing Overwatch. I was just recording content. I recorded content for a bunch of games. I have I have my whole hard drive is full of video clips that I'm just like, oh my god, I hate YouTube stuff. I don't really know where to go with that. What was my second point? I just had a huge brain fart because I get so scattered.
Yeah, well, we were asking.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
I've been fucking like I've been messing with people in Overwatch since the game came out. It's hilarious. It's one of my favorite games to mess with people in because of just how it's like it's a team game, right? So I feel like Valorant is a little less so because there's a lot of your own, you have to do well on your own, but Overwatch is really reliant on your team and teamwork. And it's sort of like League kind of where it's like you really kind of have to work together, team fights, right? So a lot of the blame goes to everyone else in Overwatch. So everyone gets really toxic, really, like right off the bat. Like really just people get angry before the game starts, right? And it's everyone else's fault. Not that doesn't happen in Valorant, but in Overwatch, it's just like why? You know, everyone's fucking Socrates.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It's like, oh, everybody's a fucking philosopher asking why about every single decision. Why did you? Why are you picking? Why? It's like, the fuck are you fucking? Yeah, you're fucking some Greek philosopher who gives a shit, right? And the Overwatch 2 is coming out in like, I don't know, tomorrow or some shit. People are like angry about picks and stuff. It's funny. So, but I've been doing this for a long time. And I remember one time I did it and I started getting messages. I was on like YouTube or something. And they're like, hey man, like saw your video. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, man, some guy, Basherverse. You were in like a Bashuverse video. Cause I used to just do voices in the game and just mess with people. And I was like, oh, what the heck? This guy was doing like a Junkrat impression. And then I was in his video doing a Reaper impression. And I had like...
Is Basherverse a big YouTuber? Does he do Overwatch stuff?
Bashuverse. It was kind of funny because I think that was his video right before he got like hard canceled online. So I was part of a video that was like right before he like I'm pretty sure like a week later he's literally like crying on like Keemstar or something. He's literally bawling his eyes out on Keemstar. And I'm like, oh my god, who is this guy? This is hilarious. Like I was just like messing with this guy and now he's crying online. And so I was like, whoa, that kind of opened my eyes that people are always recording everything you're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happened with him. But I just remember he doesn't have videos anymore. And the only way to look him up is by like
He's
archives.
just gone, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't I don't think it was a good.
So you don't remember why he was canceled? Or he was just crying online?
Because if I say the wrong thing, I don't know. But it was bad. Like it was bad.
Huh.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, and then somebody recorded. I remember I was doing VR chat on a stream, and somebody recorded my lines from that video, and it was from years. This was years before I was doing VR chat, and they were playing Reaper, and they were playing my voice lines out of their.
That's so weird.
But they didn't know it was me. Like they don't know it was me, and so I heard that, and my brain went into like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, because it's from years ago, and I'm like. Why is that familiar? I'm like, what the fuck is that? Because it's such a trip. Like, hear my own voice from something years ago back at me at something I barely even remember. I was like, because it's like the most familiar thing, and yet I have no idea what's going on, right? I'm like, so like, yeah. And then I found this guy that he ripped my audio clips from that video, and he was using it as like his voice. Like he was doing sample things of my own voice at me. So it was a trip.
No
like,
way.
A lot of the stuff that I was doing was being brought back from years ago.
Holy
Like,
shit.
from other people's recordings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like how there's all the stuff on the internet. It's like big, but it's small in this weird way. I think like if you're someone who's online a lot, you're just gonna like it's actually kind of a small world. Yeah. Even with how many people are on it, especially with like content and games and stuff.
Well, dude, I was with you the first time we hopped on Valorant. Like first time I hopped on this year was with you, and I think what you were talking about earlier, I think you are able to capture like an actual player type. Like that's your thing.
Like an archetype of a player.
Right.
Yeah,
like you're the dude, like your mic is constantly hot. They can hear your keyboard. Like you're just bashing your keyboard and like into your mic and stuff. Like and you're talking to people in the background and shit. Like
but somehow when you do it, it's always funny. Like it's not
because I know what the funny parts are, not the toxic parts.
Actual gamer. It's some caricature of them that everyone's like, oh shit, this is like he's the gamer.
And then people just assume I'm that guy. So what's great is now I have the freedom to be that guy. You know what I mean? And then I can then subvert the expectations of what that guy would do, right? Because now they think I'm that guy. So I'll like loop my voice. Because I can loop and I'll do like the sound of like a family in the background, like type like and other things. I think I've shown you before. You can loop all kinds of sounds, stuff you can't really do on stream. But I was like one of the funny things I'm doing recently is I would like record into my mic, like I would put on like loud moaning porn, like, and I would record it so it sounds like it's just kind of playing
in
softly.
The background,
so when I would talk, I'd be like, "Hey man, they're in beat," and just hear like, "Oh," you just hear like in the background. It's like kind of quiet, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "What?" And I'll just deny it. I'm like, "Oh man, sorry. Like my dad has friends over." Like, sorry for that. But I have to destroy my mic quality too. It doesn't sound like this. It sounds like a headset mic, and in the background, you're just like, shit like that, and they're just like, what the fuck? It's like, I can't do that on Twitch, but like there's so many funny things, like just looping, like family slamming doors.
Yeah.
Like you can do like fights in the background just to really add the immersion of like, yeah, this dude is like
he's down bad.
This guy.
Yeah.
You know, on
He's
my,
hiding.
yeah. So that's a lot of fun for me. I like doing that. It's and not record it. So here I am.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
saying
know.
like this is like here I am. I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? Like I
yeah, and now you're here,
well,
bro.
my biggest regret is not like you like people like you guys are fucking great at it, but I'm so fucking bad. Like I'll do shit, I just don't record it. I have shadow play on, won't record it because I just is not part of like I just do it because it's fun, and then
I miss
just
stuff
don't
all the
record it.
time. I played a game of League with some buddies of mine like 3 days ago, and I mean, God, I should have had shadow play running. I had my buddies playing Set, this brawler guy, and he just screams. We were like trying to start a team fight, and he just screams into his mic, "I'm gonna suck some dick," and like runs headlong into the enemy team. And it was one of those moments that it was just it was so funny. I was like, God damn, I should have.
You never
had
know
that
when you're
running.
gonna have like a Leroy Jenkins moment. You
It
know?
was absolutely Leroy. It was gay pride Leroy Jenkins.
Granted, that was scripted and shit, but you know, stuff like that does happen. And when you're
Wait,
playing
was
games with
Leroy
people.
Jenkins scripted?
It was scripted. It was scripted. Yeah, they
That's
of course it
confirmed?
was. Who would run MC with a guy like that?
No, no, no.
Wasn't it MC?
I don't know about
Was it
that game.
Encore?
I
Who
just
would
remember
run
like reading
MC
about
with a
it.
guy who runs into all the Drakes forever.
Yeah.
Nobody. That would be so yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time, yeah, it's totally believable because it's outrageous, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny how comedy online has come. Like used to be dancing babies,
Yeah.
and now it's dancing babies. They're just covered in peanut butter, and they go but it's like still like kind of the same vibe.
Yeah.
Like nothing's really changed. Like I've
Yeah.
been on TikTok a lot more lately because I'm, you know, I always want to know what is like people are watching because
Is
it's
that like
fun.
the next thing? Should we all be doing
It's already
TikTok
been.
content?
It's already
You're already
been. I
late
just
now.
haven't
You're
conformed
late.
with it. I feel like this is
Yeah.
my first like thing that I'm like, oh, this is how this happens to older people.
If you fought it,
yeah.
you lost. You
Mhm.
already lost.
Yeah.
But it's still not too late. But I'm just saying, like it's definitely like the platform. I mean, you look at YouTube shifting to shorts. Like it is
saw that.
Vine
That
again,
was-
but it's so much easier to digest
Mhm.
than like and the social media element, you know, is bigger. It's definitely something that you can still hop on the train. But yeah, that was it definitely. A lot of people fought it because like, oh, kids in China or whatever. But like, dude, it like, yeah,
Kids in
if
China.
China's gonna take over with that app, I'm going down laughing. That's all I'm saying. Like, fuck it, bro. Like I'm gonna be laughing my way out. This shit is hilarious. Like these kids are hilarious. But the thing is, a lot of the times these kids are just doing the same shit that we were doing. It's like YouTube poops. Like
Yeah.
they just do YouTube poops, except for this time, and like loud blowing up volume, like that's new. Like it's all the same kind of
Yeah.
slipping on the banana peel style.
Yeah.
But it's just like they have a different like
Platform and a
settings.
different.
Yeah.
yeah. So like I'm glad to know things haven't really changed. But yeah, there's a lot of really funny stuff on TikTok. It's just also a criticism I have is that your For You page can get really muddled like and messed up really fast. If you like one video that's like not
Oh.
even that funny, you're gonna get fucking just
I hate that.
snoozer content
You-
for
you
like 2
take
days. It's
one
like, oh my god.
You dip one toe in the pool to be like, would I like this? And you're like, I didn't like that. And they're like, he clicked it. Go, go, go.
Yeah. I'll give it a heart because you know what? I blew a little air out of my nose, and it's like suddenly every video you have is like,
Yeah.
yeah. But you got to be careful with it. It's tricky, but as long as you're not just liking everything, there's some funny shit on there. There is some very funny shit on there. Very inspiring stuff, actually.
I've always wondered
funny.
why YouTube hasn't kind of expanded the way that you can build out your channel as a creator. Like, isn't it weird that that the meta is for content creators to have multiple channels for different types of content?
Yeah. Because they're like, this is the algorithm, and we're tweaking it. It works for our big names, right? It works for our daily vloggers and makeup artists or tutorials, right? So it works for them. So and kids content. So you have to adapt because you don't make enough money for them. So why would they change all this? They put so much time and effort and money into this algorithm that they've built so that people stop complaining about, you know, channels getting deleted and or whatever, you know, or monetization. And they're like, yeah, how about you adapt? Because right now this works, you know what I mean? And you don't. So I think that it's like, why should they expand if they can just keep people on like a track to make their advertisers happy? You know what I mean? Like, that is so huge. Like I think I read that did I read it? Like the parent company, I think, of like Pornhub, I think is just trying to file Chapter 11 right now because they deleted all that, like all the unverified stuff. They deleted all of it, and that for their advertisers. But now people aren't going there, so now they're like, oh well, we're broke. So it's like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. Damned if they don't. So I think with YouTube, it's probably a similar situation where it's like, well, why should we change anything? Because our advertisers are happy. And if the advertisers are happy, we make money. So why don't you conform? Well, yeah, I think the shorts is kind of a...
That was the first thing where it was like, wait, they're building a space for different kinds of content for the same content creator. So like if in the future there was a home page, then there's a shorts page, and they don't muddy up the video feed.
Yeah.
Because what really sucks as the content creator is like having your video feed that everyone goes to. They just go to homepage and then go to videos, and then it's there chronologically. And having that be a confusing product to show an audience stinks. But there's not really like a better way to do it. People don't use playlists. Like they don't go to a playlist thing and try and sort through that.
I don't know that much about YouTube, like how they work, especially nowadays, but so I'm listening more.
Yeah, it would be cool to be able to like, I love short style comedy. I love bits. I love 30-second to 1 minute long videos.
Like the Gus Johnson bits and stuff that he does.
Yeah,
oh my God, they're so
shit.
good.
I would love to create some of that shit, but I would have to create a new YouTube channel because otherwise I'd just be throwing in like 3 of those and then a 20-minute RuneScape video and then 3 of those and then a 20-minute, and then people would just be like, what the fuck? Nah. Which I understand because you're like, that's how I treat it as a viewer. Like I'm trying to get if I watch a Wellen video, I want to watch another Wellen video. If I want to watch Wellen do another thing, that's a different type of thing. I'll watch that, but I want it to be over here.
Right.
And just so I can get my thing the way I want it. But you know, we don't really have like ways to get people that thing the way they want it, other than creating a new YouTube channel right now.
Yeah.
Because I would mess
up. Like Twitch is doing even more of that. I mean, Twitch has more freedom to do that because they don't rely solely on advertisers. They rely on people giving money to people, which they take cuts of, and that's probably the majority of their income. So they aren't really giving a fuck what advertisers want. They're like, what are the majority of people watching? I know. Let's start making hot tub stream categories and categories of those categories.
Well, they
to separate by race, and it's like, oh,
wait, that's what?
Wait,
that's a thing.
Wait.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
I'm
no
sorry.
way.
No, wait.
That has to be misconstrued.
Wait,
race?
Can you search by race on Twitch?
Like what?
Yeah.
What?
How?
Bro, no way.
Yeah, you can add tags.
I haven't streamed, like I said. I think last time I streamed, the hot tub meta just started.
Yeah, you can
like
add tags.
Hot tub meta.
Wait, how do
People
I
forgot body painting? I guess like,
you can sort by ADD. You can get ADD streamers only. If
how do you
want.
search tags?
So if you go to the just chatting section, right?
Where does race though?
Well, it's in the tags. They're all in the tags.
That's so funny to me. If that's
black,
real, that is
bisexual,
hilarious. That is hilarious.
Brazilian, British, Chinese.
Okay, search by tags. Oh my God, you're right, dude.
I'm not lying about this.
Bro, no way. Hold on.
Anxiety.
That
anxiety.
Is,
you can sort by anxiety.
Anxiety is a tag.
Bro, just watch my stream if you want anxiety.
I'm gonna search by anxiety.
I'll make you anxious as fuck.
Okay, so none of the anxiety streams are doing very well. Top viewers 7.
Yeah, I don't know who would really.
Anxiety.
I don't know why you would search by anxiety. Why are you doing that to yourself? Calling yourself an anxiety streamer? Who wants to?
Amputee Canadian.
Amputee.
Amputee's
Hockey?
kind of dope. I'll give
Learning
it to
disability?
the amputee guys.
I'll sort it by it. What's going on there?
Wait, that's
There's only one, and he doesn't. I don't think he's an amputee.
Peruvian.
Peruvian? Hell yeah.
But isn't there also? I'm on the just chatting
There's
section.
no Venezuelan.
Isn't there also now a beach? Yeah,
Runescape?
pools, hot tubs, and beaches section. That's the thing.
Ah,
Yeah. So and then you can just click on it
farming.
and just see what Twitch has become.
I mean, I don't know if people are watching that. Like, people
Right.
are moving away from a lot of gaming stuff. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
But
they'll
that's
start
what-
with
that's what
gamers to
Twitch is,
hook them in, and
though.
then they kind of just go like, okay, we're done now. We're moving on. We got you. Look,
Just-
Jen, now we're moving into like everybody content.
Justin
Yeah.
TV would
Which
be
is fine.
so sad. Oh
Yeah.
God, I just went to the
I
pools,
love
hot
hot
tubs,
tub
and
meta.
beaches.
I love all this shit.
Cat women
I
hot
love
tub
all this
yoga, baby. Holy shit.
Cat women,
love all
hot
this
tub
shit.
yoga.
This
love
girl's here
this.
like grinding on a pickle Rick balloon. 600 viewers.
Dude, oh my
Dude,
God.
let's go.
God, dude, let's fucking go.
Bro, I unironically love this. I think it's great. I have no issue with it. I have zero issue with this. In fact, I love that people are doing this because it's like, why not?
I
People
think-
are watching
sure.
it. Like,
Fuck it.
why not? Because Twitch's discoverability, like, they don't take away from anything that you're gonna like. It's not like they're sapping viewership from anyone else. If they're watching Pickle Rick Riders, they're not watching you, and it doesn't matter. And if anything, they're making the site more popular. And
Yeah.
let them have it. I don't care. Like,
I would say
what
the
hell?
one case to be made against this is I do wonder how much profit Twitch makes from advertisers, because advertisers are going to want nothing to do with this.
Maybe.
and so
Well,
it really
I think that
depends.
advertisers do. Well, I want to go with that with a. I think that they do kind of certain types of advertising. But I
Sure,
think
but maybe
that when it's
Coca-Cola
not-
runs like a sister company that sells more edgy products.
Right.
Sure,
but they
I
want
don't
to
know.
make sure that. Well, I think it's that they want to make sure that they're getting the right type of ads. Because let's say you're doing a type of ad for a gamer, but the gamer ad is on a Pickle Rick hot tub stream. They're gonna be like, well, why are we paying for this ad? No one's gonna click on this.
Right.
I don't feel like it's less about like we want our brand to be taken, seriously, and I think it's
And more to
less
do
of
with the
that.
right
and I think it's
ad.
more of like these are the wrong ads.
Maybe,
like you're
maybe.
hurting us. You know what I mean? I don't because when they just get rid of it completely, like I feel like they want it to be ad specific for the tag so that advertisers know where it's going
Yeah.
specifically and
Yeah.
who it's targeting,
That
so they can make more specific ads.
sure.
They
But
made, I think they did make a statement saying that that is why they're doing they want it to be more friendly to the advertisers so that they do know where their stuff is
Yeah.
going.
Because those big guys too, they own like sister companies. They have so many like different types of products that they sell under different names that it's just like if they don't want Clorox to be selling under this type of ad, they could run for barbecue sauce or something.
I mean, you
Yeah.
got
They
some
can choose. They can
you
pick
got-
and choose.
You got some chick humping a Pickle Rick thing, like moaning in front of 600 dudes, and then it cuts to like feeling dirty. Try Clorox. Like, I
Exactly. Well, it's like exactly. That
Yeah.
could work. That could be a great ad. But they
think-
got to make sure that it's not
yeah.
life insurance
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my guess. That's my other side because I don't know. But I think that you could 100% be correct on that. Like they could just actually
that
not
would be
want
my
it.
point. I don't take the people seriously who are worried about this like stealing viewers from them. Like that doesn't. These people that are watching this right now would be watching Pornhub if they weren't watching this, or doing whatever, or do whatever the hell they want to do to get their like sexual whatever they're trying to get out of this.
Yo.
But
Bro,
so
if
you're-
I could
like, you're
wear
not-
these spandex and do this, I would.
are y'all
Holy
just
shit, I'm
watching
just mad that I
hot tub scenes
can't.
now?
There's one of just a gorilla spinning in a little pool.
Oh, it's the gorilla spinner meme.
The spinny Gatilla. What the
Spinny
fuck is
Gatilla?
this?
What
Is this just like a video and he's just looping it over and over again on the stream?
How many people are watching that?
87.
Oh my god.
More than me.
That's a lot of
So
viewers.
maybe I should just be a spinning girl in a hot tub. Like that's
hot-
the thing. Like bro, like I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love how it makes the Twitch community so angry too. I love all these angry little boys that are just so mad that this is happening too. I like something about that also just makes me just really because it's like the same thing over and over again with the body painting. Like this is nothing new. this is like the same stuff that's always been happening on Twitch. They just found out a different way to do it, and now they're like, okay, well now we got to nerf that because it's it's in the just chatting feed when it's body painting. You know what I mean? Like they don't want it to be the first thing you see when you open Twitch for whatever reason. They want it to be like something you specifically go to. But that's why like the discoverability on Twitch and stuff is so bad. It's so what's the term?
Entrenched.
Like it's just everything you do is it's its own little world, and your network. It's such a small world.
Yep.
Even though there's tons of people on.
Yeah.
So with YouTube, at least I guess a little bit, there's like discoverability.
The people that complain about the algorithm do not understand that the alternative to the algorithm is you sit in your room and you make a video and then you think, how do I show this to anybody besides my friends?
You have to like shamelessly promote and shit.
That's the alternative. Is nobody ever sees any of your shit.
Old school.
Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You can create something and it doesn't take off because you've got a shitty title and thumbnail and you think, I worked so hard on this, the algorithm's bullshit. God bless the algorithm and what YouTube did because it really fucking levels the playing field. They solved a marketing issue that like I'm not gonna solve. I'm not Google.
Yeah.
I can't show like I was blown away by the impressions that like my One Kick Rick thing because it was like it had good timing and made sense in the meta at the time and it was a parody. The amount of impressions that YouTube showed people that title and thumbnail is mind-blowing. And it's like, I mean, I could complain about the algorithm all day, but
it's very
give and
learnable.
take on certain things.
The alternative is nobody ever sees anything I do. So,
dude, I actually saw a crazy case. There's a guy on YouTube. His name is Luke AFK, and he used to be a manager marketing guy who would get sponsors for bigger creators. And as he's doing this, like as a manager, your job, you're learning the algorithm, giving tips of what could work to get more views to your creators. So like you're constantly just looking at the trends, how things blow up, what is blowing up. So he's like this manager guy, and suddenly he's like, you know what? Fuck this. This is easy. I'm just gonna go do this. And he started a year ago. And every video he has made in this last year has gotten upwards of 1 million views, blowing up to 24 million views. Because he just finesses the fucking algorithm. He sees exactly what's working, titles, thumbnails, trends going on, just completely obliterated the algorithm. And he has like upwards of 3 million subscribers now in less than a year.
Weren't people doing that with shorts too for a minute? Like, weren't people like figuring out the shorts were like just like you could just like totally game the system with shorts and stuff?
Probably. Whenever they released a new feature like that.
Funny enough, his first video ever that like blew him up, and it was his first post ever, is a 12-hour video called it's like this video, the video doesn't end unless I lose my virginity. And it's just him staring at the camera for hours on end. He was like an hour a day for 12 days. Like he would just stare at the camera blankly, like just staring, like not blinking or anything, just staring at it. And at the very end, it was like this hot girl just walks in his doorway, and then some other dude busts in and be like, this video is sponsored by Ray. And he's like, no. And then it just ends. And that was the video. It was raw, uncut footage of just staring at a camera, and it's got millions of views. And it was his first upload ever, and it jump-started him. And
if that's not a testament to how important a title and thumbnail are compared to the amount of work put into a video, I don't know what is.
Yeah. No, I just
people
completely
also love
learned
the
it.
visual memes.
Yeah.
People also love that. There's a name for those types of memes where it's like you don't actually watch it. There's like a type of video, because it's like, who's gonna watch a 16-hour or like I did this for 24 hours. Nobody's watching that, right? But it's popular, right?
Oh, what is it? Lord of the Rings, but every time Sam takes one step, or like
it's the furthest it's ever been, or something.
Every time he takes a step towards, says he's the furthest away from Mordor he's ever been, like whatever, and it replays that scene. The video is like days long, something stupid. But you open it up, you kind of watch a little, and you go, ha, and then you scroll.
Yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah, you scroll 6 hours later just to check, and you're like, yeah, they're still doing it, and then you don't watch anymore, and you were a viewer, and you liked the video, and YouTube's like,
I
yes,
had a short video that was like that. That kind of blew up. And it's me dabbing to Johnny Cash's Hurt, right? And yeah. And the reason but it's literally that. It's literally plays the song and it's just me. I'm just like just dabbing. And I do through the whole song. Right? But like who's going to watch through the whole song? Cuz
yeah.
It's me just doing that. You already know what's going to happen, right? So like that's like that. It's like that, a shorter version, but it's like you're not gonna watch. Why would you watch the whole thing? I actually got a Vice. Vice did like an article on it, and that's when it blew up. This guy was like, "Yeah, my phone started blowing up," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And so there's like an article you can search for. You did like Vice. You can type dabbing Johnny Cash, and then you'll see. And it talks, and it just write about like how I'm like meme Buddha or some shit because I'm just just dabbing to the song. But yeah, it's like this type of meme. It's this type of meme that's like it's like who's watching the whole thing? Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. It's like who's gonna watch this whole thing? And then yeah.
I found it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Dude, yeah. No, it's ridiculous. It's
this
ridiculous.
Is good, dude.
Oh
that's what I mean.
God.
It's just like
And you have that like
that's what I mean. It's this
concentrated
type
look
of
on
meme.
your face too. Like
I get more and more like
taking it-
upset and I fuck up, but like
Yeah, you're
for the
taking
most
it
part, it's just
seriously.
me dabbing
Dude,
to the
that's
song.
good.
Yeah, there's no trick here. There's no trick. It's just that. It's all it is.
Dude, I'm loving this.
It's
I'm
all
just
it is.
watching it with no sound, and I'm dying. The expression on your face, man.
It took me 2 tries. The first time I got halfway through, I started laughing. I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid, bro.
Oh
yeah.
man.
I was like, this is so dumb. Because I'm just sitting there thinking about like when to dab and like which arm to do, and I'm just hearing the song playing, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so stupid. I was like, restart it.
You're so concentrated on it.
I
Yeah, I'm
know,
just like-
dude.
Yeah, like, I was
and
just
then you
doing that.
dab and then lean into
Yeah,
it.
and then I like fuck up which arm
Yeah.
like sometimes, and I get like really like
Fucking
upset towards the end.
This is
Labs
actually a
dab
great video, man.
Johnny
I'm covered in
Cash.
coffee. By the way, I was working and I got back from work and I was just like covered in coffee. So I'm just
Oh, I
dirty
know
as
that feel,
fuck.
dude.
I am covered in it.
Oh my
It's like
God.
dusted coffee, and I'm just like.
I worked
like,
at a
just when
coffee
Johnny had
shop.
certain way.
I worked at a coffee shop in college, and like after like if you do a session like washing dishes in the back, especially, or like ever working to actually like make the coffee, you just get covered in this like, dude.
Yeah.
I was never so dirty as like when I would leave at 2 a.m. and be like, ugh. It was,
Yeah, no, you just it floats to the air and it just sticks to you. So yeah. You're like, why are your pants so dirty? And I think it's funny because it's like, why am I so dirty? Like, no one knows why am I so dirty. But no one knows it's like coffee, and I smell like
why
freshly,
am I
like I
so
smell like
dirty?
coffee.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, it looks like I just fucking rolled around in shit. So it's like I'm like
Yeah.
gross and like it's so
Wait,
weird.
your
Like it's such
pants
a
are
weird
so
aspect.
dirty, dude.
Like I'm just dirty, but like yeah, but it's just like I actually smell great. But yeah, it's like that's freshly ground coffee.
Top comment: what have I become as he dabs?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The most sincere dabbing ever put on video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed
So, like,
it, brother.
I think that kind of goes into what you're talking about where it comes to like that one is easy. You can actually watch the whole thing, but it's
Yeah.
like it is exactly what it says it is.
The
You know, if it's a
idea
guy saying
sells.
until he loses his virginity, it's exactly what it says it is. And if it's 12 hours, it's 12 hours. But like you only have to watch 10 seconds. You already know like what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
People like to screenshot. See, this era was around the era of the screenshot meme where you didn't have to watch a video. You just had to see the title in a screenshot. And that was what would pop off. So that was like the popular thing at the time. So I think in my head, I was like, oh, like I think somebody would like this because they could screen cap it and it says me dabbing and it's me dabbing Johnny. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
you could just screenshot it and you know what it is. So I think that was my mindset. And then I actually just did the whole thing.
God, dude, the little thumbnail previews, like when you hover your mouse over like a thing and it's just like hovering over and just seeing you dab once. It's so funny with that.
just a single one. That's great.
Yeah.
You get to like control me, like control
Yeah.
when I'm doing it. If you hover over it.
Yeah, I'm gonna piss my pants real quick.
I'm
Oh,
also
okay,
gonna
yeah.
piss your pants real quick.
Leave your mic on, please.
Yeah,
the boys.
it's on. Don't worry about it. It's on.
Yeah,
It's
just
on
leave
right
it on for
now.
the boys. So that's when I said, more like Mrs. Carriage.
Nice.
Classic.
That was a good
Yeah.
joke,
The
right?
classic.
That was a good one.
Dude,
That's
classic
just a
line.
classic
you
right there,
missed
dude.
the whole 3-minute fucking prelude to that punchline, but
It was worth
I've
it.
heard
It was a
that
very funny
word.
joke.
I've heard that
Have you heard the joke?
used
You've heard the
as a
joke?
punchline so many times. Yeah. It's,
Well, yeah,
in different
the
like in
whole
different
joke.
ways though. Like it's not like it's like a copy and paste. It's somehow it's not. It's not a copy and paste.
It's the aristocrats or whatever, right?
Yeah. Works pretty well. So I played a game yesterday.
Didn't ask. So what's up? 9, what have you been doing lately, man?
Man,
Just a toxic as fuck. Yeah. No, I'm just pretending we're playing Valorant. No, what'd you say? You played a game? What's up?
There's a game it just popped up yesterday on Steam, and it was called Muck. Have you guys heard of that? It just came up. So basically,
Is this a D's nuts joke?
No, there's this
I
YouTuber.
feel like this would be a lead.
No,
I
no.
was also waiting for the
Yeah.
punchline.
Yeah. Cool.
I was
Tell
like,
me more
what could
about
I
this.
say that could get me in trouble here? So
Yeah.
Macummies
No,
in
no.
your
This this YouTuber named Danny DANI got a comment. Like he must have made a criticism of some sort of game, and someone just commented like, "Well, then why don't you make your own survival game?" And so then he learned Unity and coding and everything, and literally made a survival game. And it's like a combination of like Minecraft and Valheim and everything, and it's free on Steam.
is it any
And
good?
it was so fucking fun because it's roguelike. It's a roguelike game. So like you start fresh every time you play. There's no saving your server. Like when you join the server, you start fresh and you have to go. Like you just have to fucking play, get as far as you can. And if you either win or you lose, and there's no really way to win, you just see it's like zombies, pretty much like Call of Duty Zombies, in that sense of like, it goes on forever. You'll eventually die, maybe. But if you don't,
Tell me more about this game. #ad.
#ad, yeah.
It sounds
But
like
it was
it's
like-
a roguelike. Guys, if you don't know what a roguelike is, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Guys,
Well, I didn't
it's
fucking
an
know what
endless
it was.
experience.
It's
You're gonna have
basically
bottomless
like-
fun.
It's basically like these two other popular games that you paid for in
It's
the past.
just like your favorite games.
Yeah.
Mash into one.
Yeah. I was just surprised. I was surprised because like he just
Ni
copied.
hao, everyone.
Ni hao.
First of all,
He's-
ni hao. I want to tell you about this brand new game.
He
Mobile
fucking like
game.
copied so
Cross-platform.
much code. He copied so much code from other games and just
Classic.
made it
I mean,
into
that's
like
normal, yeah.
one game. And it worked so well. Like it's buggy and shit,
Can
of
we
course,
play
but
it?
like who gives a fuck? It's free.
Jimmy, I just want
it's
an
free.
excuse not to play RuneScape after this.
Oh yeah, like give it a shot. It's fucking fun. I don't know. I played with Flutton real quick, like on a whim, just like let's try this. What the hell is this? We played it and it was so fun. We played for like 5-6 hours or something, just nonstop, like restarting, trying, and finally beating it. And we beat it on like easy. So now we're like, all right, well now we gotta go to normal and like try to get it done that way. And then I was talking to Thinley about it, and I was like, dude, I just found this game Muck. It's insane. He's like, oh, that's the YouTuber game. And I was like, what do you mean? And he shows me this video. He's like, yeah, that's why it has so many reviews and stuff. Like this guy literally just made a game because someone told him he wouldn't. He did. So I don't know.
You ever just change your whole life out of spite because of a single comment?
And it had like the comment had like 4 likes. He did it. Yeah.
And that's how
you
I
ever just
became a
alter the course of your
YouTuber.
entire life
Yeah.
because of one
Yeah.
random YouTube comment?
Yeah. No, it was fun. I don't know. It was the first time I've ever
It either leads
experienced
you to
that.
game development or okay, I don't know what how far do we go on the podcast, because I don't know. I was gonna I'll just stop. The alt-right you just read a comment on YouTube, so you're either game dev, you know what I mean, or you own a brand new Subaru and you're renting it and you're driving around downtown Portland.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen in your life.
Never know.
You just really don't know.
And I'm not
That's why
from
YouTube is
Portland.
great.
Yeah.
That's why I love the algorithm.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, full circle, John. Thanks.
Anyone could be a game dev.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that sounds cool. Is it MUCK or
Yeah, MUCK.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a
put that
goofy
on this.
game to fuck around on. I don't
Goofy
know.
game.
I just thought it was amusing that it was. I played this game like, wow, this is so cool. I can't believe like this is free. And then came to find out that the game was like literally just a fucking like meme that this guy made. I was like, oh, that makes
Cool.
it funnier, I guess. I don't know.
Did you guys ever do the there was like Arma 3 Vietnam mods stuff came out? Did that
Mhm.
ever happen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah, we it's awesome. I would say Arma 3 personally, the Vietnam DLC thing is like badass. It's definitely like the best I think Arma has ever been. But I'm not a huge Arma guy, but what I have played, because I mean I love like Zeus mode and everything, but like I don't, the campaign's pretty well done, but I just love Arma in a gritty setting with tons of foliage, where it's like more like Daisy, you know, where it's like there's just tons of just blockage, you know what I mean? Like blockage. There's a lot of like just, it's like Vietnam terrain. You just can't see very far, you know, and I don't know. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, we did it. A bunch of people streamed it and stuff. It was we did a couple sessions. We did 2 sessions, I think.
Yeah, I hope they do the anti-Stasi mod of it, because that was really fun. We did that like for the 1-2 days or whatever, like on the regular game. That one is hilarious because the AI suddenly just gets buffed like crazy, and they can just see you from a mile away and start shooting at you. So that's so broken. But at least in this DLC, like the Vietnam DLC, it didn't feel like they. Sometimes they saw you through like 1,000 trees and started shooting you, but for the most part, it was like pretty fair combat with like AI versus player, and
they like blind fire and stuff now. They do like suppressing fire, and I don't know if that's always been an Arma thing, but there's like an Vietnam specific AI thing you can turn on, and apparently they just shoot at like they can like they'll shoot at if they hear you. And like the if you use like I think it's Acre pack, the radio one. They can hear when you talk as well. So if you use like the voice, they can hear you from a distance and touch you, which is really cool too. So you have to like whisper and
We're like scrolling it down to whisper and stuff, and then one person would forget it's still on yell, and then they
just a yelling.
You start hearing like the AI like starts talking over there and starts fucking tossing nades near you. It's awesome. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was fun.
Arma just runs like dog shit, but I will say that the map is actually, for what it is, pretty well optimized. So yeah, that's a cool. It's a really cool DLC.
Yeah. Someone asked me on stream if we were ever going to go back to Squad. I was like, I don't know. Squad's fun. Squad's so fun just to like mess around with everybody.
Squad is fun just to shoot shit with the boys. But I can't get into the game where I die. I think I've killed like 3 people ever. In that game.
It's a slow.
I just die from people I can't see.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of fun running around like on a mountainside, being like, "All right, brothers, let's we're gonna hoof it over this next over the next ravine, something like, you know, just hanging out, doing fun stuff." But the actual combat, I just die.
Yeah.
It's punishing, and it rewards sort of that Milsim type gameplay, you know, where you make sure you're not peeking in, you know, the same hill that you peeked before where they're watching, you know, and it definitely helps to kind of like have that mindset. I love Squad because for me, I played a lot of Battlefield 2, and it's the closest I think that a game has captured to Battlefield 2, because I think Battlefield 2 was like one of my most fun like game with friends sort of experience. Arma's kind of close, but like Squad's more of like an arcadey version of Arma, where it's like Milsim-esque.
Wasn't Squad? What's Project Reality from?
That was from Battlefield 2.
Okay, because that's what Squad was. So that makes sense.
No, it feels like Battlefield 2 was so good.
Yeah.
And then Battlefield, you know, there was what's the one? Bad Company 2, which kind of revolutionized, I think, FPS games in general.
Yeah, I love that game so much.
Yeah, like the UI and everything is like almost exactly the same as like the new modern most FPS games. It's pretty crazy. But it sort of like went off more in a arcadey direction, I think, with 3. It's still fun, but like 2 is just to me like the peak Battlefield. But Squad captures that a lot. So, besides all the dolphin diving and stuff, I remember that was like a big thing in Battlefield.
I remember when we made that video. That
you made a Squad video.
Yeah. And you fucking carried it.
I got.
You were in like every scene. Yeah, that shit was
That's
so
also
funny.
a thing that I really criticize myself a lot. Is that like I want to do funny things, but I don't want to be the guy who's like, everybody look at me, because I want, like, I've recently I've gotten a lot better at it, where I don't always talk, because I will just always talk. Like I will always try to get every joke out, right? And that's something I've had to work on over years
Mm.
because I won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, so it's funny, so it's not, but I just won't shut up. So that's one thing I'm trying to learn to like reel back on. But
Did
that's
we
one thing I
hop
think
in?
about.
Did we hop in RuneScape once?
We did.
You watched me play RuneScape. I think.
forgot about that. Wait.
That was a long time ago.
I think we just hopped in one time for like 15 minutes and ran around like Lumbridge or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the game at all. I played RuneScape Classic, I guess is what you'd call it now.
Yeah.
Not even old school. And back when I was young, and I just remember playing it. I was at a wedding. It was a two family friends getting married, and one of them was they were Vietnamese, and they had a Vietnamese kid, and they showed me the game. I thought it was called Runescape, and he showed me the game, and like it was mind blowing, like because it was an online, like you're like interacting with people. It was crazy to me.
I remember
and,
how game changing it was back then, and the fact that like I remember all the games you played back then. You restarted every session, but RuneScape was like an MMO.
Kept you going, yeah.
So you could log in the next day and your stuff would be in the bank. Like that was game changing back then.
True. But I have played very little RuneScape, and I don't know everything I know about it. I'm just from what you guys have told me, and I've looked up very few things. And so for me, RuneScape is a really weird game because
it is a really weird game.
Well, it is a weird game, period. But like my understanding of what the game is probably so different from what you guys think the game is. But like what were you saying? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, well, it changes the things that you're doing at each stage of your account are so radically different that it's a different game to like every single player. There's so much shit to do that it's so different that you could be it's not inexhaustible because people have exhausted it. But
yeah, because I was gonna say at this point, if this were like WoW or something, there's no way people could still be making content. Like there's nothing. There's like, what would you do? So RuneScape has to have some sort of system involved where there is a sort of this idiosyncratic play style, because you can't do that in things like WoW.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't sure, you could have a twink or whatever. Can you say that?
Yeah.
Can we say twinks? Is that a thing?
Yeah. It just sounds like it sounds slur-ish.
Yeah. I don't think
for those
twink
of you
is a
who
slur.
don't know, a twink is like a specific PvP account that you made in
WoW. You would pimp them out. Yeah, it was a low-level account that you would give like the best gear, and you would min-max them.
Yep.
But they would cap only at level 19 or 18, I believe. I can't remember, but because it was brackets of PvP, right? So you could only get to certain levels. So people would have like a level 18 or 19 that was just like decked out in the best shit, and they never got over it. It was just their account. They got onto just power fantasy and just own everybody. But like, how much content can you make of something like that? Because WoW is like,
pretty.
I think WoW is more
experience.
like is like cookie clicker now, right, or something, right? Isn't it more like that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Like I'm talking like retail. WoW looks like a mobile game that's like a cookie clicker, because like all you do is like stand there and you like stare at something and like click the screen and it does. Then you fall asleep and then you wake up and it's like 12 loot crates or some shit. Like I don't know. It's fucking weird now, but maybe I'll play RuneScape someday.
Man, RuneScape has so much stuff, but I think people finally are like beating it. It's been 20
they're
something
figuring
years.
out like what is the best or something?
It's just, the past year or so, people have just been itching for more to do, which isn't normal in RuneScape. Like we went through a phase of people, I think content creators have finally done everything.
Yeah.
We have done every single kind of account possible, and it took 20 years. But
to get to this point,
we kind of did
impressive.
it all. It would be hard to imagine something worth doing that you could do differently in the game. There were a lot of different metas that evolved on YouTube and content creation through people doing specific challenges or building accounts certain ways or playing different game modes. And finally, I think we've gotten to a point where there's not really much more. we've already moved into
all the gimmicks have been exhausted.
Yeah, well, and we've already also gone into like plugins that were built for the game to create their own game modes and restrictions. But people really went. The game
so I shouldn't get into it.
Well, I
it's
mean,
done.
if you've never played, feel free
there could
to
be
dive
a gimmick
in.
there. There could be a gimmick.
Well,
I don't know.
the thing is the game, like any game-changing play style, crazy new meta that comes out with the RuneScape, like Iron Man was like the big first one that sprouted from like. It wasn't Bodhi. It wasn't like Bodhi that was the first one, but Bodhi popularized it to the point where Jagex was like, "Okay, we'll make that into a game mode
actual thing."
Yeah.
So what is Iron Man? Is that to me?
So
that
it's
sounds like
single
something
player.
Where if you die, you die.
It's single player.
It's no
you
trading
can't
with
trade.
other players.
Yeah. So you can't
So
trade.
you have to go
get
make
everything
and earn
yourself.
everything yourself. Yeah.
Right. So that was like,
don't need no man.
yeah, that was the first thing, and then that led to like Ultimate Iron Man, which is not only can you not trade or anything, you can't use the bank, so you only have your 28 inventory slots, and then now since this was like
it's
this,
like a chastity belt.
Yeah.
It's just like a chastity belt
Yeah.
on yourself.
That's a good.
You're literally
description.
like in a cage. You have like a gimp mask on, and you're like tied up on like a milking table. And
Yeah.
Jagex is like, "You
That's
sure you want to
actually
keep
a pretty
going?"
decent that's a pretty decent
It is.
description of the UIM community.
yeah.
It's just a chastity fucking cage. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
And then the most recent
Getting
one.
domed by Jagex.
The most recent one also came from, there was like this big era of like the snowflake Iron Men. So it's like not only are they playing this game mode that's hard, now you've got players coming up with their own unique play styles of like restricting themselves to certain areas. I'm doing one with the quests, fucking Nine Rain's locked to a chicken farm. That's how he started YouTube. Like just shit like that.
The Lumbridge one?
Yeah.
That I went to?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then,
With the cows.
Framed did Gridlocked, which chances are was like the biggest inspiration for the Trailblazer League that happened, which was like, you can't go to the next region of the game until you get enough points, like by completing tasks. So basically, players, like YouTubers especially, have popularized like the snowflake thing, different ways to play this game that already exists. And then the only way that like Jagex can really, what is the word I'm looking for?
Expand or like,
Expand.
Innovate.
No, fucking
Destroy.
whatever. No, it's on the tip of my tongue,
Edge?
man. Whatever.
Edge.
They fucking
He's
keep the
thinking of
game
Edge.
going. They keep the game going. They keep it
thinking dumb shit.
interesting for people by coding like official ways to play like this, to like give people the
okay.
chance to experience the game like that. And we're at the point now where it's like they can continue doing like the league thing, like they could very well, people have said they should do a by release league and have it like you can't go to the next year until you complete a certain amount of things like that you were restricted to in a
Jimmy
certain
Man
year.
mode?
They
And I was
should
like,
do
nice.
that.
fuck it, dude. Like, fuck it. Let's do
Seasons?
it. Yeah.
Season
passes, dude. Battle pass. Fucking by release battle pass, man. That'd be
What if you made
awesome.
like a user-made battle pass, and it's like the official battle pass?
Yeah.
And what it is, you can only use these items for this week, and then everybody has to do like a challenge or like weekly challenges or dailies, and you just like work everything into dailies or something, and you get people going into like hub zones to do things.
Yeah.
Like,
RuneScape 3 did something
but it's
similar
all
to
like
that.
it's all community based, is what you're saying. Like it's all just community, like because
Yep.
they're like just do whatever the fuck,
Yep.
and then you're like, well, this is
Yeah.
fun.
So the new
Yeah.
one that people are waiting
At least they're
for
not stopping it.
is the fucking group Iron Man. So like us three could make 3 accounts, group Iron Man, and then we could only trade each other and like do it that. So
Oh,
like
that's
we're not
neat.
playing single
Yeah.
player,
Yeah.
but we're playing like just us 3 kind of thing. So people have been waiting for that for like 3 years now. And they're like so close. They like did all the coding for like I don't know what they were doing. I guess they had like a clan update that had a lot of code to implement this new game mode. So people are just fucking itching for this thing because it's so close. They keep hyping it up like every week. Like
head
we
jam,
had to
I'm
put
telling you.
this in.
Ruin it.
Here we go. Like this is the update, and people are just like, well, where the fuck is it then?
Yeah.
Because it's what me and Thinley are doing with that 007 thing, but we're using like a plugin that some people made, like that you just that's just coded in that Jagex could have just fucking like ripped.
They could have
just taken
Why
it.
don't you just play one of other Jagex games?
That true. Fun Orb, dude. Arcanus.
Why don't you play another Jagex game then?
Yeah, I'll play another Jagex. Transformers Online, dude.
Yeah, Transformers Online.
Transformers
Duh.
Online,
Like,
dude.
obviously, they're not seeing enough revenue from other of their other titles. So,
Yeah.
show them that you care.
True.
I think you need to show them that you care.
I do need to show.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been shown enough.
I think you can show them that you care.
That's so true.
I wonder who's investing in Jagex currently. That would be so scary as an
Probably
investor
like
to
third
be
world
like,
countries.
yeah. Like, wait a minute.
Like that's part of their military spending.
It's just gotta
They're
be.
like Jagex.
It's just gotta be China. Some Chinese dude with way too much money is like, sure, yeah, I'll buy Jagex.
Well, it
'Cause-
did hop between like different. The ownership has changed
Because I'm
like
just
6
wondering
times
if
in
you
the last
look
2
at
years.
the track record of like, wait. You mean this small group of people that no longer work with the company or have anything to do with the company created this game that's still around, but then everything else that you've done since then has not succeeded?
Weird. It's almost like they had a winning formula and they went off, and then they were like, "Well,
You know
maybe
what's
we're
funny?
not actually. Maybe that's not our thing."
It's like those,
But
like the Gower
they'll never admit it.
brothers that made RuneScape. Like they left the game. Like they sold their shares and stuff. Like they were like, "We made this. We're millionaires. Whatever. Like we're gonna go do it again." And they just like didn't do it again. But they're like in the gaming industry. Like they're doing stuff. But like I haven't heard of anything they've done. Like I don't know what they're up to. But they just have the old school RuneScape is still, it's still going. It's still here.
So how did
RuneScape's
old
there.
school RuneScape come to be? Like what? What
these
sparked
brothers and like a couple of their buddies started it in like a garage and then
In their parents'
mom's,
house, yeah.
like
that?
kitchen.
Oh, well, no, I mean well, I'm talking more like because RuneScape evolved, right? And then and then if it's called old school, that means that it was brought back.
There was
like
classic,
what happened that brought them back?
Yeah, there was classic, and then they made RuneScape 2, which became old school. And then that game still exists and has moved on all the way to and became RuneScape 3.
Dude, you're
and all
just
those
doing my monologue in my latest
just go
video.
Watch fucking Jimmy just
Just
did a
go
video.
watch
I don't
my
even
latest
care.
video.
Yeah, I don't even
This is
want-
literally the conversation I
Well,
had with
so-
myself.
Why are you angry? This is
Dude.
literally promotion. Did you
just
see how
did
I just
this.
set this up for you?
Yeah, I know.
He just
Why
did
are you
this,
exposing
John.
the fact that I set up how you can get your, you got it. Now you can say, oh, hey, go follow my main channel, right? So I don't know why they would be here when not, but like, tell them, how did you find this podcast?
This
What
is
the-
a
what are you
YouTube
searching
channel
for?
spin-off podcast.
Yeah.
It's backwards.
Man, we're good at we're so good at marketing things. It's insane.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
Don't
They
play
should bring back
RuneScape,
old school
man.
Flappy Bird.
Don't play.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, fucking,
Don't delete Flappy Bird.
No, what they need to bring back is Tiny Wings. They need to port that shit to
Tiny
something that's
Wings.
not Apple. I'm so
True.
sad. I can't play it on my Google Pixel. That's the one game I think about when I'm lying in bed. I'm like, dude, I wish I was playing or Tiny Wings. Yeah. Did I say Happy Wings?
Tiny Wings.
Yeah, Tiny Wings.
The Happy Wheels? Your
Happy
Markiplier?
Wheels. Dude,
Yeah.
fucking Tiny Wings,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I'm so sad when I can't play Happy
the
Wheels.
little bird
on
that
my
like slides up and down
Google
the hills.
Pixie.
Dude, Tiny Wings was my shit game forever, and now my shit game is like Tinder, and it's a lot
That's
less.
your game.
That's a lot less fun.
I go between. I'm on Tinder and then I'm on Five Nights at Freddy's,
It
Yeah.
was. I
and I'm
guarantee
just
you,
cycling between the two.
Tiny Wings is way more fun than Tinder. So
Well, it sounds like you are looking for a new avenue for content, and I would say there isn't a dream for GTRP. And if you became the dream of GTRP, you know what I mean? I think that's it. I think GTRP is not going anywhere. I think it's going to get bigger. If you saw like
So what you're
NoPixel is
sa-
doing their public server now, and they're charging incredible amounts of money to be on that, to have priority, aka to not have a 14-hour queue, which is you're not going to play. And I'm just saying, GTRP does not have like a dream or something, right? Like that guy.
Dude,
Who's
speed
the
run
guy
to
for the arcade?
a sexual harassment claim from some weirdo.
There you go. You can cheat in GT. Well, that's the thing I was gonna say about GTRP that's interesting too, is a lot of the videos that are like popular on TikTok are like weird because it's like people just cheating. Like that's like a popular thing is cheating.
Well, like
Like they have hacks on.
hacking, yeah.
And they kill people. And a lot of the GTA RP stuff will be people like going up to gangs and killing them all. Which is interesting because that's like just straight up against the rules.
and,
like
and
that's
not
yeah.
the point of the
like
RP.
it's just against the rules. It's not even RP.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they're like, oh, it's RP, it's 5M. But it's like they're just trolling.
Yeah.
But it's not like creative trolling. It's just like, I killed everybody in a gang. If you are creative and you kill everybody in a gang, you are going to be so far above everyone doing GTRP content right now that you like, seriously, like you are beyond everyone. There is not like, if you are like actually messing with people and on public servers and you put that shit on TikTok, boy, listen, I'm telling you.
It's a great title.
That's going to be the next thing for a while.
He is the Buddha of...
Yeah, believe me, I've had a couple memes in my day. Listen, I'm sort of a meme guy, and that's just on this account. And let me tell you something, because I'm running from the past. All right. But listen, I'm telling you, if you did 5M, but you were creative and you killed people, because people like that when you just like in game, obviously. I think you would pop off hard on TikTok. Like TikTok needs that because it's bad. It's just really dumb content, but it still pops off. Anyway, that one's free, so that's some free advice. If we could cut that and not post that online, because I feel like the people watching it will do that, and they're gonna blow up my spot. So, no, but seriously, I don't know, man. In terms of content and shit, I mean, it's been so bad. Like Among Us was popular for how long? Fallout Boys or whatever was popular for how long? Like. Dude, Fallout Boys. Fallout Boys was out so popular. You know what I mean? Like it's bad. It's so dry. Like there's really nothing. I think that GTRP is sort of like, and it has its like waves, right? With like No Pixel, where it gets popular because everybody wants to play with the streamers or watch their favorite streamers, but then like it dies off because they stop. But there's always this block, this area when it comes to like 5M, which is free, where you can there's so much content there. It's actually nuts. But yeah,
I think VR, I think that's probably when that gets good and really affordable and more, that's one thing that didn't you just buy a VR thing, Jimmy?
Mm-hmm.
Which kind?
The Index, the Steam one.
How much was that?
A lot of
like
money.
600, 800?
Just don't even ask, bro.
Okay.
Let me just say
it was
1,000.
It's 1,000.
Sorry, bro.
Worth
I
it?
sold my CS:GO shit to pay for it.
Is it?
I would say it was worth it for Jimmy if he just sold CS:GO.
Yeah, it was just. I had to pay like $80 out of pocket or something.
Well, I mean, like, is it cool? Are you glad you got it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
VR is great, but one thing about VR that's a bit restricting is that you're the only one experiencing VR. So when you record it and you put it online, they're seeing the 2D. Unless they have done VR themselves, they don't understand the depth of it, right? Like that it's an interesting experience that will wear off, but it's still like when you put that online, I mean, there's already tons of people who've been doing that who are incredibly successful doing. I started on VR chat. That's how I popped off was on VR chat, but like it's still like a 2D thing for everyone else, and it kind of is a separation.
What gets me excited about VR is when the worlds are built in such a way that you can do creative movements to interact with the world. So like objects and such, because it allows you to do a bit where you pick up a frying pan and shake it, like emphatically.
No, it adds a ton.
So
like
there's
if you're
like
doing. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah. Well, there's just like an extra layer that you can add with your physical body that just. And I get what you're saying though. Like if you're not the person moving in the world, there's no way that it's like you can't translate that experience.
Exactly. So in a sense, the way I see it is like what you're saying is true. It is a you have more freedom, and there are really interesting things you do, especially with full body and with Index. I think you have per finger control, right? With Index, I don't have an Index.
In a way,
I have Vive from way back. But you have like finger control, and you have like full body tracking, and there's a lot that you can do to express physically. Even physical comedy that you can't really do unless you're animating, and it speeds up that process immensely. And there are a lot of creative things you can do. In fact, one of the things that I'm planning on doing is, and that I started doing that was absolutely fucking hilarious, is filming like TV shows in VR, right? And that's not a new concept, but like I can just do it better. I just know I can because I've seen the fucking creators who do this shit. And let me tell you something. It's like they are just, a lot of them are just so fucking creative.
They create TV shows?
Well, you can have sets. Like so you can have sets and cameras and stuff, even in just like VR chat. You don't even need like, even just for VR chat. And you can set up like, you can have scripts, you can have a whole thing, but you can set it up like a sitcom,
So there'll
right?
be a
And
camera.
you can get wild with it. Yeah, you have cameras, and you can record your screen for the cameras and like zooming and stuff. You can have like a professional setup. In fact, some avatars even have like these built-in modded cameras that people put into the game because they use Unity. And the cameras have like depth of field. You can exposure. They have all the DSLR settings, so you can like zoom in with like actual lenses, add depth. Like there are people who film movies in VR that you can watch.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's all right, but like, because there's not a lot of people doing it, right? So, but there's like what you're talking about for content. Yes, you can do so many things, but you have to have like, you don't have to, but having a team. So what I was doing was I was just picking up random people, and I was like, "Hey, you want to be in a show?" And I would just feed them lines, and then we would cut and recut, and it turned into this like absolutely insane sitcom where you have multiple talking animals, which is a fucking mistake. If you have a sitcom, you have multiple talking animals. So one of the animals doesn't talk. He's legitimately just a monkey. And he was the dad. And he would scream and throw cigarettes and shit. And then there was a talking cat that could talk. But then it turned into this whole, like, I turned it into this weird, like, CIA experiment where they, like, filmed a sitcom where Chelsea Manning was never a whistleblower, and it actually is trying to rewrite history about her and about how she was never captured and she was actually like a war hero. And so it turned into this whole thing where they keep talking about how Chelsea Manning died as a war hero and tries to rewrite history, but there's ads for like cereal and shit. Dude, it's so beyond fucked up. And it's so funny. Like, it's a fever dream. You can do so much with it.
I'm having trouble comprehending.
It was insane. It was like they would have like sitcom moments, like, oh, I'm trying to remember, like maybe like, oh, I'm scared to like go to the dance, and they like have to talk to your dad, but your dad's like just a screaming monkey who's coughing and like freaking out. And then there's like the voice of reason, characters, and they would interact, and I would like set up the shot so they're like standing on the stairs, and there's like a whole set, it's like all cut off, and there's lights and stuff. And then I was just, as we went, I was like, okay, well, let's try to build a narrative. And it just all suddenly was like, keep bringing up the fact that your mom died in Iraq. Like, keep bringing that up. And they would talk about it over again. It's like, oh, if your mother was here, if she didn't die from an IED in Iraq, Chelsea Manning, the war hero. And it just like, they would keep bringing it up. And then like someone would come out of the toilet and be like, hey, is somebody talking about, you know what I mean? It's just like but it was like madness, right?
Oh my God.
But like with improvisation and cameras and tools, you can do crazy shit. So yes, you are correct. But in terms of like having people feel VR, it's still a 2D medium. It's just you do have the advantage of being able to express yourself physically that you don't really get with other.
There's something special about like reaching your hand out and like patting someone on the head,
Yeah,
people are like, oh my God, that's funny. It's his hand. That's his real hand. Like, he moved it. It's cool. Yeah,
it's a trip. And then the same thing with like, there was I don't know if they've ever updated it, but there was a brilliant idea for this VR game that I had. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's like some movie game. And I was like, and what you do is they did it so poorly. I can't even believe it. But what you do is, it's not at all what I expected. I expected a lot more. But what you do is you take control of a character, like you become them, right? And you're on a set, and it's like a setup. And there's all these different sets. And then you record yourself, right? You walk in, you record yourself, you say a line, you record your part, and then you stop, and then you go to the other character, and then you record their part, right? So you play every character in a setup thing that you've set up for each thing, which is brilliant. But how they executed it was so bad, you can't even hear what you recorded. You're just guessing. Like, you can't even see. Like, it's like, so you could do skits and shit, but you have no idea what's going. It's like you're those actors watching tennis balls, except you don't even have a fucking tennis ball. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even crying Gandalf going, oh, what did I do? You know what I mean? You're not even crying Gandalf at a tennis ball because there's no tennis ball. It's that level of like, what the fuck? But that concept in something like VR chat would be really funny. You know what I'm talking about? He's like crying at the green screen or whatever. Like, it's so fucking funny.
It's so like dehumanizing and weird. Oh my God.
Pondering why you're into acting.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
Was that Sir McClellan, right?
What's up?
Was that Sir? Isn't his name Sir Ian McClellan or something? Am I saying that right?
McCallan, I believe.
McCallan.
Yeah.
Or those Irish.
Yeah. Is he Irish?
Well, the last name sounds Irish, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Mix something. McLeland.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes. That sounds
Irish.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Irish.
Yeah, average-sized white man.
Just your. Well, have you ever been to Ireland?
Yeah.
You'll feel so small. Are
they big?
Enormous. The Irish are enormous.
The Irish are big.
They're huge. They're. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Giants.
Ireland, but I'm assuming. I'm just
Fucking
assuming.
giants, dude.
They're just giants, man. That's why the British had to, do what they had to do.
Yeah.
They had to do what they had to do. That's all I'm saying. Listen, if you saw the Irish man, at that time, you do what you had to do. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a threat.
Well, because they didn't have like modern media to
not
portray
like you,
the
okay?
Irish. They weren't
Yeah.
like set up to expect anything. They just were like, "There's other people over there," and then you go there and you see the other
One guy
people,
went
and
on a
you're like,
horse and came back and was like, "They're fucking huge.
We're
We
not
gotta
going
do
They're
something."
huge, dude. They're
Yeah.
fucking massive. We should leave them alone.
Like, no, we can't leave them alone.
And it's like, we're British. We're leaving them alone.
Yeah,
what
wait
does
a
that
minute,
mean? We know what you mean.
Yeah. Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Got it. Yeah. No. But yeah, VR is a good medium. VR is a good medium. I think it's a really good medium. It's just it does have limitations, and it does. But with full body and what's been coming out, and VR is only halfway there. Now you got to get a computer that runs it, and if your computer, how much are graphics cards? You know what I mean? Like, so if you tried to do that shit right now, it's rough. Thankfully, you don't need anything too crazy, but it's only the headset that you're paying for. You don't even.
I bet it would be
paying for the
pretty
vessel.
fun. I bet it would be pretty fun to watch people do VR, and also film their stupid ass in the room doing dumb shit.
Oh yeah,
I bet that's fun.
Mixed reality. Yeah. A lot of games have support for mixed reality. So you have to set up the cameras and stuff. Yeah, it definitely adds a lot. I think there's a guy on YouTube, and I've seen his videos pop up a couple times. I'm trying to remember what he is. What his name is? Something like you were saying, like AFK or something like that. It was like something away from keyboard or something. And all he does, he literally just does jackass in VR. His full body tracking.
That's
and
actually
he
pretty fun.
shows himself, and he goes into like rooms and he just fucking biffs it into like face first. Like he'll just break his fucking head. Like that's all he does. It's so fucking hot in this room, dude. Look, I'm sweating, dude. It is fucking hot. My God, I didn't turn my fan off, so I get I got this light on me, bro. I'm fucking. Woo! But anyway, so what he does is pretty funny. I'm like a light dude. This is good. So if you ever watch my streams, you'll know it gets hot. And so he. I think all he does, his whole gimmick is he does full body tracking, and he'll get on a skateboard and just, as Tony Hawk in game, and he'll just fall like head first, like, and break his headset. That's like what he does. So there's like people have been doing this shit for a while. Like this dude is I think he's pretty established too. But yeah, there's people who literally just fall. Like that's the joke. They slip on a banana peel in
comedy,
VR.
so I'll probably love it.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. People who think they're above that or like fart jokes are just insufferable.
Their life is a fart.
Insufferable people.
Their life
I
is a
never
fart
wanna be
joke.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if there's a fart joke and then somebody says like, oh, fart, oh, that's funny, yeah, right. I instantly know that person we're just not gonna get along. Like, fart is not the pinnacle of humor, but it's like, there's sort of this baseline.
It's
of
the
like,
baseline
Are
of
we gonna
humor,
get
yeah.
each other really? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't vibe with that, like, well, then what makes you smile? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what makes
Like,
me smile is Dream's
drinking water?
mask song, dude.
Oh, that song
That
pops.
song goes hard.
We
What's
need
this?
a GTRP version of
Wait,
the
what is
mask
this?
song.
The mask song?
The mask,
Yeah.
man.
Are we
The
joking?
mask is-
Are we joking?
The
Is it
mask
bad?
is-
No, dude, it's you just wouldn't understand because you don't know what the
You
mask
don't-
is. You don't know what
yeah.
the fact is.
I learned
You
who
don't know what the
Dream
fact
was
is.
like last week, but
Yeah.
I still don't know.
No, because like, I'm sorry. Now I'm doing that thing where I talk over everybody when they
Go
talk.
for it,
This is
no,
my
dude.
podcast now.
No,
by
that
the
was
way.
it. That was it. That's
Anyway,
all I had
thanks
to
for
say. Was I don't know who.
us.
I was just gonna say I don't know who Dream is, but I do know he wears a mask.
I'm pretty sure over 3 million people died so that he could be popular because if it weren't for COVID, I think he popped off in COVID. So just know a sacrifice was made.
Huge sacrifice for Dream.
A huge
And
sacrifice.
that's what the
was
point
made.
of the mask is.
That's what the mask is. So he doesn't have to do his homework, but over 3 million people died of COVID.
I think I'm starting to understand.
And people are gonna say 3 million. That's a pretty large number. I don't
That's
believe
a
that,
large
right?
number, Dream.
But
huh?
Dream will tell you.
Thank God the speed
that
run was
it was
faked,
more. Yeah.
He faked a speed run for 3 million
is
deaths,
because he
dude.
cheated
Yeah.
in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real scam.
Vaccinations were delayed because his mods were corrupted.
I gotta,
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta
wanna
do
hear your
some
thoughts on this.
I feel like, are we shitting on this kid?
I don't know.
Is he?
I'm not shitting on the kid at all.
Is he a piece
It's just
of
like
shit?
he was doing Minecraft content, speedrunning, I'm pretty sure. And then he popped off when COVID happened because a bunch of little kids weren't going to school. And then the algorithm favored him. And so all the kids, I think, went to Dream. And then Dream became like the COVID celebrity for kids.
I have seen.
He was the next, like, yeah. Oh, what were you saying?
I have seen some. Jesus fucking Christ. Who is spam? I got a Discord notification. Sorry.
That's me. Yeah, my bad, man.
Fucking enter.
Yeah, it's fucking John. Hey, got it, boys. I'm gonna go watch Stream now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, exactly. You said you've seen a little bit of him or something. You said you've seen something.
Yeah. I
about
think
him.
I don't know. I just saw. I think I saw. I was looking for art for my D&D character, and I saw like fan art of Dream, and I was like, "Who's this?" And then it said Dream at the bottom. So that's
great, man.
Unreal.
So you were browsing DeviantArt. Okay, tell us more about that.
It was. I think it was.
You just browse
Pinterest.
DeviantArt
I
pretty
think it was
often? Is that
Pinterest.
like?
Does DeviantArt still exist?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely a thing.
That's DeviantArt. That is an old ass website.
It's been
They
around
go
for a
back.
while.
Yeah,
like
that
back
used
in,
to be
like-
the only site you could like host images on. I remember that was like accessible. So
Mhm.
if you wanted to like share a photo, you'd probably have to upload it to like DeviantArt so you could share the photo because there wasn't like Imgur and stuff. There wasn't like any way of like
Yeah.
having, or there were, but it was like really convoluted and like, you know,
It's like Flickr.
sometimes you just want to.
Flickr was like a big one.
Yeah, something like that, which
Yeah.
you like had to have a camera to get on.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just weird shit, right?
Yeah.
But I think the way I remember DeviantArt is it started as like a way to just upload pictures, and then people are like, "Oh, it's an art thing." There's actually some pretty cool stuff on there, but then, you know, as you know, horny people,
It
and
became
then,
deviant. Yeah.
yeah,
True
it
to the
became
name.
Deviant.
Yeah.
Truly, it wasn't even deviant, and they were like, you know what? Let's. It's like hold my fucking beer, or whatever that meme is. Like hold my beer. Like, I'll show
Yeah.
you what the fuck. Now suddenly you've got
Hold my
Sonic
cold
the
brew
Hedgehog
coffee.
swallowing Spyro's shit log while it's being like chopped up like sausage.
Yes.
You've seen that picture, right? The Subway picture. I want to own the NFT for that. I don't care how much it costs. I
Dude,
want to
that's
own
what
that
I was
picture, dude.
thinking of when we were talking about old videos,
Yeah.
like Peanut Butter Baby, like people owning
Yeah.
NFTs for those old videos now. It's so crazy.
Bro, I want to own the NFT for and if you're watching this and you don't know, don't look it up or do because I think it's hilarious. Unless you're like weird, like squeamish and weird about stuff. But the Spyro Subway picture is just so iconic. There's so much going on, and it's so depraved but so funny. And I want to own that picture.
Isn't
All right,
NFT
that's what I'm
just a
saying.
fake ownership certificate,
Yeah,
basically?
it's like trading cards. It's so dumb. Like even talking about it, it's like so dumb and convoluted on purpose.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like another, you know, some people are gonna make some money. They're gonna cash out early. Some
Yeah.
people are gonna basically get robbed, and then they're gonna move on to the next Dogecoin or whatever, and they're gonna rob other people. You know, it just feels like
Yeah.
sure you can make money, but you can also just have a high yield savings account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure.
Dude, crypto Twitter is like the new Among Us Twitter, man. I'm so tired of seeing that shit pop up, man. I'm so fucking done
Us Twitter.
with that. Man,
Yeah.
God damn. I like recently this year got into like learning about the stock market, like the real Wall Street stock market and how it works and how it operates and stuff. And I'm like, I think day trading is like psychotic and like that's a terrible thing to get into. And then now there's like this wave of like cryptocurrencies and people having dedicated Twitter accounts to talk about these new cryptocurrencies that they don't know fucking anything about, that they're just
Yeah.
pouring money in. And then suddenly like, you know, some of them get real loud and get like a lot of like impressions on their shit. But like most accounts just kind of slip away and go dark because suddenly all their money
Yeah,
is
you
gone or
only see
something.
the ones that
I have a
don't-
story.
You only
I have a
see the
story
ones
when I
that
read
don't
about that shit.
disappear.
Yeah, no one's gonna be on like crypto Twitter like, man, I just lost a ton of money. Like after they just tweeted like 50 tweets about how fucking awesome crypto is. No, they're gonna
That's
stop
what it
talking.
is.
Yeah,
That's what the mask is.
that's
right?
what the mask is.
So,
That's
like-
the point.
as
That's
they
the
say, as
dream-
they say.
that's the dream
That
mask.
adage.
Yeah.
That's what the mask is.
Yeah.
So, here are my,
Do I need
here
a
are my
mask
thoughts.
in my branding? Is that the next?
I
is
mean,
that-
people already know your
all you have to do
face.
is kind of copy. It's like Marshmallow or whatever. You just copy sort of like the Dead Mouse aesthetic, and then you just kind of like you can take like Adobe Illustrator and just swap different symbols for your eyes and
Yeah.
your mouth, and then you'll be all right. You're close enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, something like that. Just do the Walmart and smiley.
Yeah.
Get sued. Oh, speaking of getting sued, If you want to support GamesJohn, go to patreon.com/Infowars. Because I'm not kidding. That was one thing I snatched so quick. I knew that they were going to get deplatformed eventually. And so I actually have patreon.com/Infowars. That's my.
That is so
just
fucking funny.
Wait, really?
I wanted to throw that out there since we're doing this. We're
You
talking
got
about
that?
like weird shit on the internet.
Yeah.
So
That's actually not that surprising. Like that seems like I believe that. Yeah.
one day I'm gonna get an email that somebody I think is gonna want to buy that when they're
Yeah.
when they are completely deplatformed and they have like very little revenue stream. You know they've already looked it up. You know they've already kind of seen if it's a URL. So I'm excited about what potentially could happen with that.
Yeah.
You were about to go off about Bitcoin or crypto.
Oh yeah, so crypto. I knew someone early on, insufferable guy, played Magic the Gathering, you know the type. So absolutely insufferable. You know the type. So he, oh my God, how do I start this? He basically pulled like a Wolf of Wall Street, but like the dumbest version, like the puppy girl Jenna of Wall Street. Not even the dog, the puppy girl Jenna of Wall Street. And if you don't know who puppy girl Jenna is, you can look that up. And what that's actually pretty clever. So, and what happened was, I was gonna give him, that's a good one. What he does, or what he did, was he was super early on the crypto stuff. He's like, okay, this is gonna be a thing, blah, blah, blah. Smart guy, you know, insufferable, but intelligent, you know, as they are. And magic. So he set up, I don't want to go into too much specifics because I don't want to out anybody. And I know that there's like things that are still going on about this. This was years ago, but I don't want to like, basically there was a time where, you know how people say like, the people making the money in the gold rush are the people selling the pickaxes, right? So early on, there was this big sort of need for these machines that would automatically, you know, I only know so much. This is my sort of my ignorance showing, but basically what it would do is it would mine Bitcoins for you as a machine. Like it was just a machine, its own solitary box, and it would have its like hash rate, and it would basically just mine currency for you, plug it in, mines currency, right? You choose whatever, however that works, right? There's a need for those like a long time ago. I'm trying to remember like even what year. This was around give us another one. This is around that time. I think maybe even a little bit earlier than that. So
Okay.
not super early, but sort of like when people were really
Like
jumping on board to
2015,
alternate.
2016.
Yeah, not Bitcoin, but like other ones. You know what I mean? Like when that started becoming
Yeah.
a thing. And what happened was, this actually makes me really happy because this dude was really fucking annoying. So like I love it that he suffered. So what he did was he created and marketed himself this. He promised people this box that could have this really high hash rate and was like affordable, but it was like had the highest hash rate box you could get. The thing was, it was only a prototype that was never even built. It was all just an idea, right? So he posts this idea on these forums and people are like, yo, that could work, right? So he goes, yeah, I know it can work. That's why I thought of it, because I'm a genius, right? So then he's like, what we're going to do is we're going to make these boxes, okay? We're going to make these boxes. So he starts making these boxes. Well, he doesn't start making them. He starts selling them, right?
Good. Yeah.
No refunds. He starts selling these boxes that don't exist, okay? Within a few weeks, millions of dollars of people buying these boxes, and not people in the US, okay? So millions of people start buying these boxes. So he's like, okay, well now we just need to make it, right? So he flies out to an engineering firm, and he's working with somebody else, by the way. They have like a partnership. Flies out, they go meet some investors, and they agree they can do it. It's like, oh, well, there you go, right? You'll be all right. And then on the flight back home, the other guy is sketched the fuck out. This is like almost like a movie, but like I said, it's dog shit. So the other guy is like sketched out. He's like, man, like this just doesn't sound like it would work. And then they have a falling out on the plane ride back and they split. So now it's just him, right? And he thinks his idea is genius. Well, a bunch of people on that forum are like, hey man, you better come up with these boxes soon. You know what I mean? And because we know it won't happen. And there was like a guy too who was like, he was just saying like, yep, I've seen this before. It's like, this is classic. It's like, these guys come in, they think they can sell these boxes, blah, blah, blah. But what's going to happen is they're not going to be able to pony up when they have to, you know, push all these units out. And then this investment company and these engineering company can't keep up with volume, and they're going to want extra money and blah, 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 because he's already taking all the money, right? And it's exactly what happens. The engineering firm starts asking for more money because they can't make the boxes. He can't pay out. And all of a sudden, this dude just disappears. And he takes all the money. PayPal locks his account. And he has millions and millions and millions of dollars in this PayPal account he can't get into. And then people start to find him and are showing up at his house. He gets like doxxed. And like people I don't know if this guy's alive. I don't know. But basically, this dude sold millions and millions of dollars of these boxes that don't exist. And I don't even think this dude's alive.
Holy
I think he
shit,
got. Yeah. So
that was in the days where
you
like,
got to be careful with when you're buying and trading things that are mostly, I think, used for human trafficking.
Yeah, well,
so
back
that's
then,
another
that's what
thing
crypto
about crypto.
was, man.
It's like
when it first started,
it's like, cool, man. You got crypto. What are you gonna do with it?
You're
Buy
selling
a
boxes
person?
to like the
Kill somebody?
sketchiest dudes ever. Like the top tier sketchy fuckheads were the ones, the only ones involved in crypto in like 2016. So like, that's the last market you want to be in. Like conning them, especially. Like they'll be like, oh well, I'll just use this other coin I already have to like hire a hitman for $1,000. They'll do it happily. Oops, slipped.
That's
fell,
the shit that's super
hired a
sketch
hitman.
too. Yeah,
Fucking
it's like why? Like,
oopsies.
I mean, I get it, but like, why though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why go through all the trouble
No.
when you can
Money.
I feel like it's might as well just gamble, right? Like I might as well just gamble.
Yeah,
Something.
gamble CS:GO.
I mean,
cases.
take it from Jimmy,
Yeah.
right? He gambles all the time.
All
He's
I'm
just
like,
gambling all the
so
time.
it's so
but
hard.
He wins.
Yeah.
But he wins.
Yeah.
Okay. You can also win
I only win.
if you gamble, but you have to play to win.
Yeah.
See, that's something that Jimmy taught me. He said, listen, I sold these knives for these headsets, right? Because I'm always winning.
Always winning.
Because I gamble. He's like, the
It
thing
ain't
is,
even a
people just
gamble
don't
to me, though.
gamble enough. That's what he told me. So I don't know. That it seems like it worked. It worked for Jimmy, so it could work for people watching this.
Gambling is
You
just the
don't
name.
gamble
It's
like
actually
Jimmy
just money
says.
making. It's just profiting. It's just what it
Yeah, exactly.
actually
He says
is.
it's just profit.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could take your money and there's just now more of it. Sometimes you lose.
That's what it
but
is.
Mostly you win.
I've coined that.
But yeah, he coined that phrase.
Yeah. I Bitcoin that phrase.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said, Jimmy, it said, you can't win if you don't play.
True.
So
It's like a little twist on the Wayne Gretzky quote. Yeah. It's awesome.
Can't win if you don't
you
play.
lose 100% of the slots you don't pull.
Slot.
I don't
Yank.
know.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
what
it.
he
You
said
don't
that.
yank them. You gotta yank the slots.
Yeah, you gotta crank.
Crank and yank,
Jimmy
dude.
cranks.
We're cranking and yanking tonight on
He's
the fucking
cranking,
casino
bro.
floor.
The only
love it.
90s crank he's doing is that handle for that slot, for that 90 degrees, because he's just making money. Let me tell you something.
Well,
Guys,
you know, it's been 2 hours. I think that's where
and you just can't get enough.
we gotta.
Oh, suddenly it's the end of the show. So now that we're talking about you. Oh, interesting.
I am curious though,
He knows
John.
I'm fucking with him.
Where can
What's
where can people find you?
Come find me. See what the
besides
fuck happens. Come find me.
besides in random memes and sound bites and everybody else's YouTube channels, because I feel like that's how
you just got GAMEZJOHN. GAMEZJOHN.
same on YouTube and Twitch.
Twitch. Okay, quick question on YouTube. Maybe you guys know. Like, I made that account long ass time, like super long time ago, and it says GAMEZJOHN, but it's like split into two words, like a first and a last name. I looked online at all these settings. I don't have an option to make it like one. Like, I want it just to be one word, right? But it's two split.
I
like,
found
what
that
the hell
once.
do I do?
I found that once when I changed mine
Yeah.
from the random generated
It
ones
is
to 9 range.
youtube.com/GamesJohn. Yeah, that does work. It brings
Is
you
that
there.
okay? That's good.
Yeah.
But it's like split too, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's that way. Also, games is apparently like Gamez. It's like a real last name. Didn't know that. I just tried to make a
Gamez?
name where it was like, what's a
Gamez.
gamer name?
Yeah.
It's like there are people named John Gamez, so like people think that's me too. Like I don't know. I
They're like, I found
literally
you,
made that
bitch.
account to just dump shit on. What's up?
awesome.
What's up?
They're like, I found you, bitch. Send you some dude's Facebook. You're like,
Yeah, found you, bitch.
yeah.
I've had that shit, bro. I've had some.
You
weird
live in
shit.
Saskatoon. I'm gonna come kick your ass.
Yeah, I've had conversations with people like that on Discord and shit.
I get
where
that.
I'm like,
I get
bro,
that,
I've had people. I don't know how much I could like say. I don't know what's like incriminating for TOS for Twitch or so. I don't know because I know I don't like Twitch, but like, are you guys streaming this? I don't know.
No.
Are you streaming this?
What,
What?
live
No.
right now? No.
Yeah, like I don't know because I don't want to like say
No,
it. Okay,
fuck that.
So like, but like, dude, before we go, can we, or maybe we can save it for another time, but we got to talk about like interactions with people. I'm sure you guys have had some, right? Where you've had some interactions with people.
I'm assuming you have
like,
a story.
Whoa. Well, streaming's a little bit more personal, I think, than YouTube mainly. So if you're streaming and that's like all you do, you're gonna have a lot more, which is fine. I have no issue with that. But
I'm trying to think the last time I had
a lot of more one-on-one stuff.
I actually have a good story. You go for. I feel like you have something on your mind. An interact.
No, it's okay. I want to hear your story. Maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe if you have me on again, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that. How about that?
Well, the only thing that came to mind of like weird interactions or something that happened, I actually had, well, this one's actually just YouTube related. I was hanging out with my buddy, and this was maybe like last October. They had just opened up bars again, and like a really, I don't know, they only allowed so many people. There was social distancing everywhere. Everyone was wearing masks, but we could at least like go out again.
Yeah.
And so me and my buddy went to the Domain up in North Austin, and we were like hanging out at a table. And normally when you go out, like you just go out with your group, and the amount of cross-group interaction isn't like super large. Like there's some, and maybe on like the dance floor or like talking to the bartenders or whatever. But like normally people stick to their group. Everyone was so starved for interaction that like we sat down at our table, and every 5 minutes there was someone coming up to like ask if they could sit with us and just like hang out and chat. So first of all, it was like this really weird like bar experience where everyone's like, hey, can I come sit with you guys? And we're just like two random dudes. We're not like hot girls or anything. So it was just like, yeah, sure. Pull up a chair, bro. One of the guys that like came up and started hanging out, like chatting with us, him and my buddy started going back and forth. They were like both studied, I think, computer science or computer engineering. I don't remember what the other guy studied, but they had that in common. So they're like going on this whole time. I was just chilling. Like, I don't know. I liked my drink, so I was just kind of like doing the bar, like people watch thing. Not really engaged in the conversation at all. And they probably were like chatting for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And then at some point, I like kind of made a comment on what they were talking about. And the guy like turns to me and is like, so what do you do, man? And I was like, oh, I make YouTube videos. He's like, really? What kind of stuff? I was like, a game called Runescape. And he's like, no way. My buddy plays that game. I was like, oh, does he play that? He's like, yeah. What's your name? So I was like, it's 9rain, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, he sends it to his buddy, and he like total demeanor change. He's like checking his phone. He's like, oh my God. It was exactly. He was like, oh my God, my friend knows who you are. He's like, all my friends watch your stuff. And then he starts like fanboying on me like really hard, which was fine by me. It was like, it was fun. And the guy was really nice. And I was just like, oh, this is awesome, dude. I'm glad they like my stuff. But the crestfallen face of my friend who, and I can't remember, the guy said, I want to get this word for word because it was the best. It was so funny. He looks at me, he's like, he looks at my friend and he goes, man, I can't believe we've been talking this whole time when I was sitting here with 9rain.
What the fuck?
I was just like, oh my God. This is
like I've been fucking entertaining this fucking guy.
I know, dude. I was like,
that's so fucked up, dude.
Oh my God.
Funny. That is so fucking funny.
It was like, honestly, it was the fucking best because my friend's fine and he'll be fine. And he's like one of the most extroverted guys I know.
Yeah.
And
but
so
just
like
to be demeaned.
Yeah,
like
it was, like, I was just like, if he had said that to an acquaintance or like someone I didn't know, I would have been offended on his behalf. But because it was one of my best friends, I was like, hell yes, this is fucking best. He just got sat and it was so funny. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I will cherish the look on my friend's face after that moment.
Just when he was like, he basically got objectified.
Yeah, he's just like,
you
what?
got the treatment. You got the treatment. He's like,
hell yeah.
That was good.
That's great. That's actually. What about you? What about you, Jimmy? Got any
Not like
interactions?
I was trying to think of them. I don't know. I feel like well, I mean, obviously, I don't stream too often, and when I do, like, my whole gimmick on Twitch is just kind of being an asshole to everybody, because like, it's just like a constant running bit. Like, every time someone like gives me subs or something, I'm like, you're a bad fucking guy, man. Like, that's what I say, and so like they know that like I'm just constant. Like, if I talk to them, I'm gonna say some like ironic, mean shit to them, and so a part of that, like apart from that, I don't really give people an avenue to like talk to me, if that makes sense. Like, I don't give them personal
probably a good
tunnels to fucking message me. Like on Twitter, on Discord, you can't message me unless you're my friend. You can't even add me unless like you have some of my friends added already. Like, all my shit is just, I don't know, because I don't want to deal with people.
You don't even
I don't want to deal with people because like there's a lot of situations. It happened with Nicole. She's so fucking nice. Bless her soul. People come to her about their personal problems because, like, you know, they think it's so cool. Like, come to somebody that's like got this big platform and they can like open up to you. And, you know, she's so nice. She just like replies to them. And then suddenly you're fucking knee deep in someone else's like personal issues. And now you have this obligation and responsibility to like respond to them if they say they're like having fucking suicidal thoughts or something, and you're like, I was just trying to be a little nice to people who watch me, and now I'm freaking out. I don't want that. I don't want a percentage chance of that happening. Granted, I hope people get help if they need it. I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that people trust in. I have my own things. Good luck with that. Plus, I hope you get help.
And to be fair, if you're going to Jimmy for help like that,
it's a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake.
He'll just tell you to go gamble, bro. You're like, you sound like you need to go
open
to
some
Vegas.
cases, dog. Go to the roulette table. I don't fucking know, man.
I don't know. I just gamble, bro. Like, that's just my life. Like, all I know is rolling the bones.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I've only been recognized once in real life, and it was at the drive-thru in Starbucks, and it was like a guy who barely recognized me. He just recognized me.
That's
like,
cool, though.
Yeah, he was just like,
he recognized your face.
He recognized my face.
Leave the house.
Yeah. I've heard stories of other people like talking about people noticing me. So actually, I did get a Reddit private message once from a guy who recognized me on my college campus, and he was like, "Yo, like, do you go to KU?" Like, back when I was going there, and I was like reluctant. I was like, "Do you go to KU?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, I could have swore like I saw you walking on campus, like near the journalism building, and I was like, yeah, you probably saw me, man. Like, it's probably me. Like, fuck it, yeah. And so
don't tell anybody.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, like, he saw that as like the go ahead to just start asking like the most personal questions ever, like just going back to back. And I'm like, well, I hope I just don't see him on campus anymore. I saw you
the journalism bit. Cut or uncut. You're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm just asking, bro. Like, we're just like hanging out.
Yeah, like 0 to 100,
like,
dude.
Like, cut, you know what I mean?
What do you
Nothing
do,
weird,
man?
though.
What turns you on, man?
Yeah.
Huh?
It was
Turns me
fucking
on.
weird. Yeah. No, but I don't know. I don't have. I've never had like a super weird interaction because I guess I've put up the blockade to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I don't reply seriously to like Twitch chat or anything. So
I did have one. I had what was a friend in college. She was at her boyfriend's and he was watching my videos, and so she was like, "Wait a minute, I know that guy," and so then she like hit me up on Facebook back then is what
on Tinder. She messaged you on Tinder and all messages.
Yeah, while her boyfriend was over, she's
I recognized him real quick. One sec.
So that was the only time it ever like came like back to like campus when I was in college, where I was like, oh, somebody on campus knows who I am. I think he wanted to like hang out sometime, but I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
He wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
Like I probably would have known.
I've had that. Yeah.
I probably would have like been totally fine hanging out with him if he didn't know who. If it was just he knew who I was and then found my videos. But if like the other way around, it was just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do, an autograph signing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna talk about?
Jimmy and I
what
did
are your
actually.
favorite moments with me? Like, what's the coolest relationship you've built in your head about me? Tell me more about who you think I am, please. I would love to hear this.
Oh, good.
Yeah. What's your head canon like about me?
Head canon. Yeah, dude.
I had somebody that I used to work with message me. She messaged me. And she said that, oh, my friends know like who you are and they want to like meet. I was like, how did you know this? How did you know that I did anything? First of all, you like, how did you find me? Because I never told you I did this. How did your friends know? And how did they know that you know me? It was weird, but no, I never met up with them. And just because like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why? But yeah, I had a guy message me with no response for months, every day, multiple times a day. Message me asking how I'm doing, trying to ask me questions from a no response every day, twice a day.
That's bizarre.
He was I don't want to leak too much info, but he's a janitor at a school, and he would draw my sub emote on the whiteboards at night. And he was and like I had to get rid of him on like every single, because he was hitting up people I knew to talk to me. And for months, no response.
That's
dude, I'm
so
telling you, I've
weird.
had some like,
That's some creepy horror movie
I've
shit,
had dudes
dude.
whacking their guns in Discord. Like,
Yo, I just had
a
dude dunk on my friend at a bar. That's it. You got some weird.
Yeah,
you
no,
got
I'm
some
talking
weird
like,
stuff,
dude, yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked,
like
dude.
Twitch streaming and like you get some it gets pretty wild. And there's numerous other things too, but
Well, that'll go on the After Dark podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna cut now, and this is the premium one.
I couldn't tell you
this
the
is
fucking
the premium subscription Patreon one that you're gonna get. This
the
is a
nights
special
of
one.
sleep I would lose if someone just sent me like a scuffed Snapchat video one day of just drawing the fucking like buy release logo on a school whiteboard with like flickering dark lights.
Yeah, you can hear like
It was that though.
All you
isn't
hear
it
is-
Trip?
You just hear the squeak of the dry erase.
Yeah, you're just like, I bet great work, man. Keep it up.
I'm gonna send that. I'll do
Just
that.
capture
Suddenly I got
love the
freaking
stuff.
detectives here. Missing kids. Suddenly I'm in True Detective, you know, like I'm on the set of True Detective or some shit. I got fucking like Carcosa outside my fucking, there's like stick figures that are like wrapped up in wire and feathers and shit.
Oh my
like, yeah, this
God.
is fine and normal. Thanks, man. Keep going. Keep it up. Keep it up.
That's
Love
like
the fans.
framing. It's like framing you, dude. It's like
Six children missing.
That's like your zodiac symbol. He's like doing your shit and leaving your symbol everywhere. Oh my god.
Bro, that's what it's all about, though. You know what I mean? That's what it's
Yeah.
all about with Twitch. That's when people are like, who are the positivity shit, like that I cannot stand. When they're like positive vibes, that fake ass like Twitch thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, you know, it's all about the community and all about the fan. It doesn't have to be a woman. I don't know why it was. It could be anybody, literally anybody.
There's
I
men
say
that
voice
sound like
because
that.
it was actually more of an effeminate man.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, we love the community. It's positive vibes. It's like you have literal serial killers. And we're going to gloss over that. We're going to pretend these people don't exist in mass watching you on a day, and we're going to say that it's all positive vibes. No, what are you hiding? Usually with that, it's like a what are you hiding situation. Like, dude, I'm super fucking open. I'm 100% open. Like, I'll tell you, like, no,
You're
this
like,
is not
why
positive, bro.
are
These
they
are some fucking-
crying saying positive vibes? Like, I'm getting mixed
Wait,
signals.
crying? Yeah, like how I'm in this room right now. I'm like,
It's just-
positive vibes, guys. Yeah,
It's
positive
like
vibes,
you.
man.
It's like you reassuring us how cool it is in there. You're like, it is
Yeah,
cold.
make sure
I'm
a
reaching for
positive
my
community
jacket.
here on Twitch. We happy because if you say you're positive vibes, you've now set a precedent for your community, and that's fucked up.
You set the
To me,
tag.
that's
They can
ableist.
sort it by the positivity
Yeah,
now.
fuck that.
That's
You're setting a
amazing.
bar that's ableist because I can't be positive. You've now alienated me.
I want
because
mediocre
You're saying
vibes.
positive or else? Like, what does
Yeah.
that mean?
I just want some
Bro,
mediocre vibes.
That's what the mask is. You know what
That's
I mean?
the
Like, that's
mask,
fucked
dude.
up.
Holy
Positive
shit.
or what?
Yeah.
Or what?
Or what?
I just want to confirm this as a last thing. I'm gonna scroll on the tags, and if there's a positivity one,
Oh, 1,000%. There's gonna be like 8 positivity ones. Positivity on Twitch is a brand they've been really pushing for a
It's
long
not there.
time. No way. No, it's got to be under some other name then.
It's got probably.
There's no way. There's no positivity. That everyone even titles that shit. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's actually written under anxiety. That's what.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's the new. Positive. I don't see it. I don't see anything.
There's got to be no way.
Reading aloud.
I can't believe that.
Probably because people trolled it.
Yeah.
They might have gotten rid of it
Yeah.
because they're like people putting positive vibes and they're like, you know what I mean? Like
The only
Probably
they
other
might have gotten rid of it or
these.
something.
No.
still the sorting by race thing through tags
That is
still unbelievable.
Oh, I can
The-
sort by lesbian. Let's fucking go, dude.
I mean,
what do we
this-
got here?
if you're sorting by race and sexual preference, this is a porn site. Like, I'm pretty sure I can only think of one other place where people sort by race.
Hold on,
via
let me send you
tags.
this. Let me send you the screenshot here. This
Raid content?
This is
That's a
my.
tag.
This is how I sort my Twitch streams from now on. Right there.
Just lesbian Latinas.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Oh, schizophrenia. That's definitely a tag you should have, and where you won't get bullied at all. Jesus Christ,
yeah, there's
dude.
no one
The
with that
things
tag
people
on right
do
now.
to schizophrenic people online, Jesus,
What,
it is
really?
bad, dude.
What do
It
you
is
mean?
bad. What do you
Like,
well, people with like mental disorders online, that's the first place that like edgy teens go to try to like troll people and
Yeah.
like suicide.
Yeah?
shit. If you have schizophrenia on your thing, I guarantee they're gonna have some edgelord is
Who's
gonna
that
host
talking
you
in your
and you're
background?
done.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is fucked
They're
up.
like, here, someone else is talking on stream. Can you not hear that?
Yeah.
Bro, Jimmy, wake up. Wake up, Jimmy.
Are you not gonna
Oh my
answer
God.
the door, dude?
The accident, Jimmy, the accident.
Yeah.
no.
Oh God. Wake
Yeah,
up,
it-
Jimmy.
All right, I'll be. Oh my god, I just scrolled and there's a Down syndrome section.
Well, I mean, people like. There's got to be something
What
for
I
is-
just hope
everything.
they don't get bullied. You know what I mean?
It's so they
Like,
don't
that's
get
fucked
bullied.
up.
It's so you cannot easily find where you can go to bully.
Yeah, like, hey, how are we gonna find people to fuck with? Because there are people that if you know the just chatting thing, there's whole communities, and there have been for a long, long time. Whole communities of people who literally they just sit on they refresh and they go to like lowest views and shit or like low
Yeah.
views. And they literally just their sole purpose is to go in and just try to bully people. Like they just want to do like edgy bullying.
Yeah.
And whole Discord communities, they sit in Discord and talk and they target people and like you're gonna have a Down syndrome and a schizophrenic tag. You're just setting up people to get absolutely bullied on your platform.
Well, I just
Like,
sorted by the autism tag, and it's the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight being streamed on Twitch. So that's kind of
you know, hey, you know, hey, listen. That's what I mean. Like, what is the point of the tags, bro? It's what the mask is. Like, I don't get it, man. Dreamer's right.
I'm
man.
just. I wish I was making that up. I wish I was funny enough to say that, but here it is. Here's the
Oh my
screenshot of that. That's real.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well,
The Wild West out here.
it's the Wild
Nobody knows
West.
what they're doing.
All right.
We're all
it's
firing from
it's
the
2
hip.
hours
Yeah.
and 25 minutes. At this point, this is
I'm
actual
hungry.
harassment
you're
to Troh.
I know
This
you're
is-
Jonesing open some crates and
Yeah,
listen,
Troh is,
I'm not gonna hold you.
gonna
here. I know
fucking hate
you're
us.
sitting there, you're getting antsy. You know, you're about to win big.
Yeah,
so
I'm shaking. I got the
like-
shakes. I gotta
Yeah,
fucking
you're like,
go.
come on, man, because it's been about 2 hours, guys.
Yeah.
Like, are we? Like,
Yeah.
are we?
Well, and Troh's on contract to do a different background every 3 minutes. So like,
Yeah.
he's got some work cut out for him.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Go down, bottom right on your, you know, or wherever if you're on mobile. Choose settings. Go to playback speed 1.25. Okay, that's gonna make this much more digestible. I'm just gonna give you a heads up. Okay?
You're just gonna
You're
tell
not
him
gonna be able
that
to
2.5
understand me.
hours into
I'm
the.
telling Eminem.
Rewind.
But everyone else,
Dude,
Yeah.
when
sound
people
pretty
say that
normal.
on my videos, when they're like, just watch it 1.5 times. It was a great experience. I watched it way faster. I'm like, fuck you. I worked on this video for so long
Exactly,
for
bro.
you to fucking whiz right. Go fuck yourself. I get so angry.
What is
for that
comedic
reason.
timing?
Yeah, seriously.
it?
I'll go fuck myself, dude.
1.5x is comedic timing.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's what I'm saying.
What is comedic timing?
What is comedic time? You should have a whole
Yeah.
like 1.5x. It's supposed to be played that way. That way.
Yeah, it's anti 1.5x.
Yeah, you just slow everything
Yeah.
down, and then that would actually be pretty. Would you say hentai? What did you say?
Hentai 1.5x. I said anti, but
Oh,
now that you mention
I
it,
thought you were saying hentai. Hentai. I was like, what do you know?
hentai.
Like, why are you saying that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lesbian
explain.
Latina 1.5.
Yes. There we go,
Just
baby.
to pass through all the naughty parts. I just want to see the story. But I don't want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Troh, can you put lesbian hentai 1.5x in the tags for this video, please?
Yeah, can we go ahead and kick up the 43D3D3, please? He's like your Tane. He's like
What?
Your nude. Yeah, the hat warble. What? Nude Tane?
I have
the
no
Tim and
idea
Eric
what
sketch?
I don't know
I don't
any
know
of
if
the
you just
words.
said
you're
words.
saying.
Everyone down here knows what I'm talking about. There's no way. The old Tim and Eric, it's got
Oh,
what's his name that
Tim and
everybody loves?
Eric.
Ant-Man.
Oh.
Oh.
And he's I don't know. Never mind.
I'm trying to
We're moving
relate
on.
with you, man, but I don't know a word you just said.
Well, that's what the point of the mask is, and that's
done.
that's the end of the podcast.
I'm done.
Yep.
I'm literally never talking to you guys again. This was recorded after, by the way. These guys won't shut the fuck up. I'm literally never coming back. Not worth my fucking time. Actually insane. Me being on this show hurt me.